New sponsors Rapid Radios makes walkie-talkies that let you stay in touch with family at the touch of a button. These are not your average walkie-talkies, but modern-day ones with capabilities to talk to family and friends across the country. Rapid Radios work on a nationwide LTE network, and you'll never have a subscription. They are incredible. I've got them. Clay's family's got them. These are walkie-talkies with the ease of today's technology.
Connect with your kids or an aging parent instantly with the push of a button. It's a one-touch connection. Rapid Radios work on a nationwide LTE network, but you'll never have a subscription.
Rapid Radios are a great communication device for kids. Be able to talk to them at practice or riding bikes instantly. They're 100% private and ready to go right out of the box.
For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping from Michigan, plus a free protection bag. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hey, it's big. Rob Schmidt recently beat CNN in key ratings as millions are tuning into Newsmax. Every night, Rob Schmidt is on Newsmax, revealing the truth about Elon Musk's Doge. Tune in tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern and find out why Rob is the hottest person in cable news. Even President Trump is watching, and he says Newsmax is terrific. Reuters Institute reports that Newsmax is now one of the top news brands in America. Find out why. Just check out Newsmax on your cable system. Get Rob Schmidt with Greta Van Susteren, Rob Finnerty, and much more. Download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone or home TV to start watching. It takes just seconds. With Newsmax Plus, you can watch our great shows anytime. Go to NewsmaxPlus.com and start your free trial. That's NewsmaxPlus.com. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. The 3 p.m. hour is presented by First Liberty Building and Loan.
Attention Warriors, are you a veteran ready to navigate to success after service? Tune in to the Warrior Alliance Network. Join us as we spotlight inspiring stories, provide essential resources, and connect you with a community dedicated to empowering veterans. From career advice to health and wellness tips, the Warrior Alliance Network is your go-to hub for post-service success. Tune in Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Extra 106.3. Join us on the mission, the Warrior Alliance Network, where warriors thrive together. Visit us at thewarrioralliance.org for more information.
Take downsizing to the next level. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The Trump administration telling federal agencies to prepare not only for large-scale layoffs, but eliminating positions.
Billionaire Elon Musk joined the first cabinet meeting of President Trump's second term, detailing plans to eliminate thousands of federal workers. A memo from the Office of Management and Budget directs cabinet secretaries and agency heads to prepare for a large-scale reduction in force and develop reorganization plans by March 13th.
We're cutting down government. We're cutting down the size of government. We have to. We're bloated. We're sloppy.
President Trump says the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency thinks as much as 65% of the agency's employees could be let go.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton tells Fox News there are better ways to make government more efficient.
The way that Musk and Doge are going about this, they're not just trying to make government more efficient, they're trying to make it non-existent.
He says Democrats should advocate for responsible government reform. Just getting reports a federal judge is extending an order that blocks the firing of a watchdog agency chief as that and other legal fights over federal worker cuts continue. The new agriculture secretary has a multi-point plan to help lower egg prices after a spike driven by bird flu crushing supply.
The bird flu virus first hit poultry farms during the Biden administration, and those farmers were forced to slaughter most or all of their birds due to exposure to the virus.
Fox's Mike Manuel. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins says the administration will invest $1 billion measures to fight avian flu and consider importing eggs soon, while also rolling back regulations on producers. The U.S. Transportation Department is telling New York City its congestion pricing program must end by March 21st. This after recently rescinding federal approval of it. 2 New York City transit agencies have already sued, trying to keep it going. America is listening to Fox.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
She never knew she's beautiful. Look out. It's only me. It's only the camera there with Pete Davis, sidekick, producer, and sports raconteur extraordinaire. And the mechanical mangler at the controls, it's Flounder. And I got spring fever.
The day I was born.
I just want to go hit balls. I swear to God. I can't. I'm not. There's no way. It's over. I can't. Seriously. 303, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look at it. It's only me. The bad to the bone. Yeah, baby. Oh, my God. Lisa Booth dyed her hair black. Is that Lisa Booth? Maybe that's not her. Oh, my God, it is. Oh, my God. Okay. All right. Sorry. Anyway, just look at it. I got Fox News on the screen here. They had a cabinet meeting. Elon Musk showed up. By the way, Elon Musk had his freaking hat on the whole time at the cabinet meeting, addressing the staff. I mean, it's, come on, Elon, please. All right, hold on. First of all, Pete Davis, about in Jamaica. It's a beautiful sunny day down here, man. You got, what's your freaking hat? Was it like 12? Well, you got your wool hat on there. What's going on with you? I mean, I don't get it.
It's a little chilly. I'm not in the sun, It's only like 62 degrees. It's
I can see it. Well, yeah, because, the older you get, the thinner skin in there, the veins. Yeah, I can see that. And
I'm getting thinner. Yeah, I'm getting thinner. That's my problem.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure I was mentioning that part of it, but either way is fine. No, those mountain babes, they like a good husky guy, somebody to warm them up, those cold nighttime things when the dogs are out playing and stuff, geez. Anyway, Flounder, anything new with you and the Miss Veronica now?
Nope, all is well in our world.
Outstanding. All right, sir. Well, anyway, it's freaking hump day. Lisa Booth dyed her hair black.
Nobody knows who Lisa Booth is.
Nor does anyone care that she dyed her hair.
Well, I'm just saying. It's like you freaking guys are killing me. In fact, I'll give you a great example of why you guys are freaking killing me. Today, I brought in cookies again. Okay, so I get in these things and I'm out of thing, and so I made more cookies this morning. 2 different kinds of cookies. I actually made 2 batches of cookies while I'm working home before I came in, because it takes 10 minutes to put them in there. And okay, all right. So I made cookies and I brought them in and I gave them to the lady, to the girl. And I remember I used to be able to say, and I can't even say it anymore. I used to be able to say something. Hey, I brought some cookies to the girls at work. I mean, you can't even say a thing like that around people anymore.
Well, Gen Zers, no.
In fact, Pete found a story about Gen Zers, or is it Zers? Yeah, Gen Z men, and why dating is an issue. I mean, and we're going to talk about it. And again, I lament the fact that, when I said, when Miss Bella, I call her Princess once in a while, went and chose her hair like a princess. And to Miss Bella, I was talking to Wiley, another lady girl here, and Bella came over wearing this really fluffy kind of a long, what the hell you call those wraparounds, not a scarf, but a big bolo or a big, huge, fluffy thing all around her neck, around her down thing. And I said, oh, my God, what a beautiful thing, Bella, you look so cute, or something like that. And she said, Kimmer. I said, what? I mean, I'm sorry. Anyway, so, and I'm thinking more about stuff like this because I really do have spring fever. I really, feelings of, wish there was romance in the air. I really, it's a thing. I may just be my generation. I don't know what, I'll bet people don't even think, I'll bet people don't even know what that is. In fact, speaking of Gen Z, I'll bet you most guys are not saying, gee, I wish I was in love. I don't know. Maybe
well, it's mainly the women's fault, as we all knew. The Gen Z, it's the women's fault that they're not getting dates because they've chased the men away.
And then they wonder what happened. Well, we got an answer for you. So anyway, it's an issue.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
a big listener of yours, Belinda, is retiring today at a very young age, I must say.
No, wait a second, really?
That's her final few hours of actual being part of the working class. So middle class, working class.
No, now she's somebody's kept woman now, or what sounds like, what she hit
she's probably keeping
jackpot. Or what's it?
Retiring
well, Belinda, if Belinda's listening, bless you, dear person, and congratulations. Believe me, I envy you. When I was retired for like 5 years or something, it was wonderful. Actually, it was it was horrible in many ways, and boring in many ways, and lonely in many ways. And I missed my family, and I kept saying, well, I'm going to go out there and retire out there, and I kept not doing it. Kind of like now, and now it's too late. Now I'm stuck. I'll never retire. I can't quit. I can't retire. I can be fired. I mean, I can't. Not that I can't stop working, but anyway, whatever. 308. Oh, my God. Okay, here we go. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our number is 404-741-1230, 741-1230. And, geez, we got a billion things here to talk about here today. And did you hear just that news report at 3 o'clock? The head of the EPA, Environmental Protection Guy, says it's possible that he would be able to cut 60% of his entire staff at the agency. Holy smokes. I mean, I can't wait till he gets to the Defense Department. Oh man, when they go through those contracts with it, oh man, cost plus overruns, and oh man, this is going to be great. All right, anyway, so also Pete Davis, we got Pete's tweets. We're going to do a couple of times today. We got Pete's got a game for us. We have Flounder's Funnies, some more AI stuff I want to talk about here in a second. A couple other things. I hear that in the plan that they passed late last night, the tax plan, the number one bill they wanted to get passed, which they did, which is a good sign, although one Republican voted against it. But anyway, they still passed it. Apparently in that are at least two of the Trump things he wanted, including no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security payments. And it's about time. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, it's, anyway. So
Joe Biden put that in, by the way.
Exactly.
Social Security.
Yeah.
Joe Biden did that.
Yeah, Mr. Credit Card interest rate guy. That was Biden. The prince of the credit card industry.
Yeah, the senator from Dow.
Yeah. Oh, and in fact, there was just. In fact, speaking of that, tell about the tweet, Pete. Speaking of Biden. The tweet of the Snelter, put in, what is it? The fat guy from CNN used to work there. Still does, I guess.
Brian Stelter, who's basically the mouthpiece for everything liberal, and it's just a complete moron, the bald-headed dude.
Yeah, he's a disgrace.
Well, basically, he tweeted out that Jake Tapper, of all people, after years of being the spearhead of the cover-up of the decline of Joe Biden, CNN's Jake Tapper has the cojones to actually write a book about it as if he's uncovering a great conspiracy in the media. Tapper claims he's interviewed hundreds of White House and media insiders to get the real truth on something that he was a part of. It was basically the spearhead. He was like the top guy doing it to them.
Yeah.
And Molly tweets, the mother bleeping audacity of you to do this after running 24/7 interference on behalf of Biden and mocking and attacking every single person who noticed Biden's decline. The mother bleeping audacity. Have you no decency? Have you no shame?
Yeah. And now, all of a sudden, more of them are coming out from under the woodwork. Charlemagne God, by the way, with as THA, Charlemagne. And by the way, Charlemagne? I mean,
it was his drug. It was his drug dealer name before he got into radio.
After the French king?
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell did that?
I think he was a pot and coke dealer, and that was his. That was his dealer name.
Father of Europe. He's named after.
Some French
the Frankish emperor.
Oh my God! So I'm gonna be Kimmer Duh Deity. How about that? Kimmer Duh Deity from now on. Oh my God. Anyway, and so now they're turning and saying, you're going to die on the hill of gender, boys and girls sports. That's what you're going to, these, Democrats. And again, this is killing me. The Democrats, I want them to know that this is so offensive. There are more soundbites coming out even today, not just the old ones, when the issue came up about illegal immigrants being deported. And they're using, again, the same old offensive racist comments saying, well, who's going to be picking our crops? When you eat dinner, who's going to pick our vegetables? And who's going to build our houses? And I said, and I heard, I think it was the smart one this morning made the point, wait a minute, all those people that came across the border, they're not picking your vegetables. They didn't go to the desert of Arizona to work on watermelon seeding or something. I mean, they're not building your freaking homes. They're in sanctuary cities sucking off the government. What the hell's the matter with you? And the Democrats, that's all they have. They're going to take away your babysitters. Yeah, the people who take care of your kids when you bring them home from boarding school. You freaking righteous bastards. Yeah, you send your kids off to prep school, and then you need a maid to take care of them. Oh, my God, what's your name again? You freaking phonies. You're picking your fruits, my butt. In fact, Founder, I'll tell you what, do we have time to play that girl, that lady? Pete found this chick. She's really cool. There's a black woman who actually, God, where the hell is my thing? I wrote it up, and now I can't find it.
All right, why don't you tease it, and we'll play it when we come back.
We'll do that when we come back. Here's a woman who's finally, answered my questions. How come black people are still voting Democrat? What have they done for you? Name the things. Anyway, coming up, 3:13, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's here somewhere.
The first 100 days of President Trump's second term will move fast. And with changes coming down every day, count on Atlanta's conservative voice to bring you the latest updates without the mainstream spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show. Our huge lineup has you covered from your drive in to your drive home. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and streaming across Georgia on the Extra app.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long time. You're buying trust. For a limited time, celebrate all the 2025 models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through March 31st. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2025 Subaru Outback or lean on the reliability of the 2025 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, and the 2025 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Subaru of Gwinnett has been your hometown dealership for years, and we're proud to be here to help your family find a Subaru to love for years to come. And our award-winning service department is here to ensure you've always got someone to lean on and trust when you need us. Stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and meet our incredible staff, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Are you tired of dealing with drafty, inefficient windows? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows. It's time to upgrade these old windows. Replace them with double-pane, beautiful, energy-efficient windows. Your new windows will help you regulate a perfect temperature throughout your house. Start saving big money on your energy bills and improve the curb appeal of your home. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078.
If you're looking for a great new gig, our friends at Atlanta Peach Movers are now hiring. No experience? No problem. Training will be provided through Peach University. And if you have verifiable experience, you can score up to a $500 sign-on bonus. Contact Orlando for more information at 404-640-1300. That's 404-640-1300. And get your new career moving with Atlanta Peach Movers.
While we may have won this election, the fight to restore our great nation is truly only beginning. Patriot Mobile is leading the charge. As America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, Patriot Mobile offers a way to vote with your wallet without compromising on quality or convenience. Patriot Mobile isn't just about providing exceptional cell phone service. It's a call to action to defend our rights and our freedoms. With Patriot Mobile, you'll get outstanding nationwide coverage, the same that you have from your other providers, because they operate on all three major networks. But the difference is, every dollar you spend supports the First and Second Amendments, the sanctity of life, our veterans and first responders. Switching is easy. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Their 100% U.S.-based customer support team will help you find the perfect plan. Right now, go to patriotmobile.com/Beck or call 972-PATRIOT and get a free month of service with promo code Beck. Switch to Patriot Mobile today and defend freedom with every call and every text you make. Visit patriotmobile.com/Beck or call 972-PATRIOT.
Don't the girls love this guy? Is he like some big, huge ladies man? Is he like the, see that redhead guy? Ed Sheeran? I think he's sort of...
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a redhead guy. The ginger they call him. Girls love the guy. He's kind of whiny right there, though. I don't like this. Anyway, 2022, Ed Sheeran. I'm sorry, what was that?
He's a beta male.
A beta male. 2022, we got a beta male in the news on birthday list coming up later. 2022, Ed Sheeran, #1 Britain with a 5th album, Equals. Let's see, first week outperformed the rest of the week, top 30 combined. The album Equals debuted atop the Billboard 200 chart. Became Ed Sheeran's 4th chart-topping album in the United States in 2022 there. Our birthday list includes Teresa Palmer. I know the name. She's 39. They call her the Scream Queen. I think she's from Australia. If you don't know the name, you've probably seen her face. 39-year-old Teresa Palmer, the blonde in the Point Break remake. She was in Hacksaw Ridge, Warm Bodies, I Am Number 4, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and the Nicholas Sparks movie The Choice, known as the Scream Queen. Teresa Palmer, 39. And, I got Mr. Phone kind of blacked out of me with a thing there. How'd I, Mr. Phone? Okay, and in honor of America and a beautiful day and the fact that I definitely have spring fever, I just want to go hit balls and kiss a pretty girl. Neither which is possible ever. I'm going to be dedicating my first 2 history list comment investigations to our beautiful country and our landscape. And our first one will be on this day in 1919. President Woodrow Wilson officially designated the Grand Canyon as a national park. The geological wonder would go on to become one of America's most popular tourist attractions in northwestern Arizona, the product of millions of years of excavation by the mighty Colorado River. Exceptionally deep chasm drops more than a mile into the earth, 15 miles across at its widest point. The Grand Canyon, home to 1,500 plants, 500 different animals. Steep, multicolored walls tell the story of 2 billion years of Earth's history. 1540, the expedition sent by Spanish explorer Coronado, the first Europeans to discover it, wasn't further explored for 300 years. An American geologist, John Wesley Powell, popularized Grand Canyon as a term in the 1870s. He was the first person, it was only in the 1870s, the first guy to lead a journey across the entire length of the gorge. The harrowing voyage made in 4 rowboats. And Teddy Roosevelt, in 1908, designated more than 800,000 acres of the Grand Canyon a national monument. Took more than a decade for it to gain full national park status. My God, you'd think that the first time they freaking saw it, they'd say, okay, nobody's touching this. And, of course, there could have been condos on that, like, the Grand Teton. I'm going to talk another one, too, coming up, where they've destroyed a lot of that territory because of, development.
The Grand Canyon is one of the few things in my life that lived up to the hype. In fact, it exceeded it. When you get there, it will take your breath away looking into that thing.
Yeah.
It's even cooler when you're in it and looking up.
Have you done the mule
I've done. I did 8 days in the Colorado River. So I was in the. I think
I remember you. Didn't you get pictures of that?
Yeah, I gave you guys pictures.
That's right. Yeah.
And one of the coolest things in there is the Little Colorado River.
All right, now tell the little people about that.
It's just clear blue water that comes out from the Colorado River. I'll have to send you pictures, but it's cool when you go and you actually see the waters meet and how it's a straight line. It's just really, really cool.
Now I'll send you a picture of the Grand Canyon because I mooned every major landmark between here and California.
Well, there you are.
When I drove over there, so I got one mooning the Grand Canyon.
Well, my claim to fame is I once drove up Mount Tamalpais in California using only my knees in my stick shift sports car.
Is that the one in San Diego?
No, Mount Tamalpais. No, it's San Francisco. It's part of the famous road Route 1 going up into the Redwood Forest and all that. Anyway, Mount Tamalpais, very famous mount area. And I used only my knees. I didn't use my hands in a stick shift. Well, because I don't know. Why? How am I supposed to know why? But I don't know why.
Drinking involved.
I was never a drinker. I would fall asleep with one beer. 321. Now, Flounder, just for kicks. Now, how did you get there? How did you get to the bottom of the Grand Canyon to start the trip?
Because I flew into Vegas and we went to Arizona, so we were in a raft.
But I mean, do you have to hike down? Is there how?
No, because they drive you down to a point where you get in the water, and then where you kind of go. I think our total ride was 118 miles.
Yeah, I was going to say it's got to take a while there.
So it takes you a while to get down to the.
And was it all on a raft the whole time?
The entire time.
And how many people on a raft? About?
We had there was like 10 or 11 people on a raft. I mean, the raft had a motor.
Yeah.
So, and again...
But still, they have guys who have to...
You have to guide everything and stuff like that. But, we were along for the ride. And
anybody get dumped out?
No, but we would jump in the water. But the water is very, very cold. Even at 100 degrees, you're in there for a couple minutes, and you're like, all right, I'm cold.
Just sent me a picture on my phone.
So that right there, what I sent you is the little Colorado River.
Yeah, that's beautiful blue water. Cool. Exciting. And did you camp out in tents like that?
No, they would... If it was to rain, you had the option. They would give you a tent, but they gave you this little cot, like probably you've seen like an army cot.
Yeah.
And you just find a little place on the place we camp, and
so there's no cover of any kind.
No, it's hot, so you really didn't need anything. You have the option to have a blanket and stuff like that.
And do they feed you? We
had 3-course meal. We had a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We had steak, spaghetti.
Wow.
They do it right.
That's got to be cool. 323, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230. Yes, today, vacation time. What's your favorite? No, we should do that one day. We say, I forgot. People.
But I don't know. I'd say either the Grand Canyon or Yosemite are the two most beautiful places I've been to.
My daughter,
Yosemite.
My daughter Sarah, and her family have made it a point of basically every vacation going to at least 1 or 2 national parks. I think they've been, I forgot how many there are. There's like 20 or 50. I've forgotten how many, but they've been to most of them. It's unbelievable. The kids and the memories and the pictures and stuff. Cool. All right, 3 o'clock hour brought to you by our friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. We say yes when the big banks say no. Silly rabbit at FirstLibertyGA.com. 404-741-1230. Okay, here, play that soundbite, Flounder. I was talking about Democrats are now kind of, at least some of the, and they're not really leaders, but it's, even podcast people. And it's not just Bill Maher and now Charlemagne God is saying, you idiots are still talking about blocking, not letting, stopping boys from going into girls' bathroom. You're idiots dying on this stinking hill. And here's another example of how things are changing. The leftist media finally calling on the ridiculous Democrat Party to read the freaking room. This is a woman who is black, and she's going to tell you what she used to do in the voting booth and what she's doing now. Flounder?
I voted for Democrats my whole life. They never did anything they promised. They would come to the black church and sing some Negro spirituals with us and then disappear, peer. Once they got our vote, they never did anything they promised. I vote for a Republican once in my life, and this dude done did everything he promised on steroids. He ain't even been in office 2 months, and everything I voted for, I'm getting.
It's just, it's a breath of, honestly, it's delightful. It's a breath of fresh air. And I'll tell you, it's just the big, in fact, for example, they were just talking about, on the news about the Biden, one of the issues of the economy. And I remember Chuck Schumer, the suspected child molester, has just been bitching that Donald Trump hasn't done anything to solve the economy problem and lower prices in like 6 weeks. And then they were just talked about how Biden was responsible for oh my God, the latest budget crisis, and it was all under his leadership 2, 3, 4 years ago. And again, and they're trying to, what the hell? On the egg crisis. Biden did that. Biden made him kill all their freaking chickens, and now the guy's saying, well, we're going to have to import a couple of 100 million eggs. But that was a Biden crisis. He's the one who did that. I mean, that's why your eggs, you can't find them, or if you do, they're $20 a piece. Joe Biden did that.
Instead of taking the healthy chickens that lived through it and were immune and breeding them to make it more, the federal government under Biden made them kill all the well chickens.
That's right, all of them. Culled them, they call it. Slaughtered them. I mean, what do you expect? These freaking people, honest to God.
Democrats.
Yeah. A couple things at the cabinet meeting today, and the gold. By the way, I'm buying you guys both one of Donald Trump's new $5 gold cards. I figure, for $5 a piece, I'm going to buy one for you, and I'm going to. What's that? I'm going to buy one for you and one for
$5 million.
$5 what now?
$5 million.
$5 million what? $5 what now? $1 million? $5
million pesos. dollars.
By the way, what a freaking great idea. The only problem is
it's not.
every Russian oligarch and every Chinese.
We don't want them over here. We don't want those people over here. I'm sorry.
Every drug dealer who's got, could fake a clean background.
You know what he's doing? He's throwing all this stuff out there to basically get the media running off in directions
see what sticks
while
on the
he's
wall.
Doing the real work. I love it.
That's hysterical. I mean, what an incredible idea. Hey, I got an idea. And by the way, the fact of the matter is, if you still have to apply for citizenship, I mean, you do be able to cut it in front of the line, but if you still have to go through the waiting process to get everything done properly, as long as you're obviously truly vetted, I don't have a problem with asking. And by the way, the original thought about having people come to this country was not because they were all scared of where they lived. It was because they wanted to build a better life for themselves and build a better America. They had something to offer. I mean, they wanted to be part of us. They wanted to be us. They wanted to be part of American society and build this great country instead of seeing what they can get from it. God.
I was thinking last night, think of the people who came up from Europe to come to America. They wanted to get away from the old world and the problems of the old world. And then they got stuck in these cities on the East Coast, and they decided to basically risk their lives and their families' wives to go out into a wild wilderness to get away from other humans. Why? Because they knew in large crowds of people, there's a lot of bad people that you got to be around. And they wanted to get away from all that.
I mean, the whole issue of immigration, and by the way, everybody's in favor of legal, proper immigration. My God, sign the book, get in line, and good luck to you. We know we can, but again, if you have nothing to offer, all those millions that came over, so-called, refugees or seeking asylum, give me a break. I mean, we all know better than that. I mean, what this country went through with those lousy, slimy, and now like Pete mentioned, I think this is going to be a great story when it comes out, so we can mock all of them. If Jake Tapper's writing a book, he's outed now. He's investigated the cover-up of how Biden was incompetent. Oh, good for you, Jake. Thank God somebody's finally seeing the truth. Oh, my God. Anyway, 529. A quick update about what's going on again. And this really figures Donald Trump's first cabinet meeting. And, of course, Elon Musk is there wearing a hat, by the way. A hat. I mean, and it's a dark hat. It's a dark blue. And I don't know whether it's Make America Great Again or Trump Rules. Or I don't know what it says on it, but it's just he's wearing a dark golf hat. And it's just, it's inside a cabinet meeting room addressing the cabinet meeting of the United States. He's wearing a freaking hat indoors.
He's a genius. Let him do what
I know. I'm just saying. Anyway, so he's telling the cabinet he was looking for a pulse check. He was in his signature black suit with a T-shirt. He spoke at the meeting of the cabinet today. As crazy as it sounds, it was almost a literal description of the work of the Doge team doing to help fix a government computer. I actually just call myself a humble tech support hero. He said the computer systems are so old, their mistakes were actually tech support. It's ironic, but it's true. More than 1 million federal workers are part of the directive to provide the bullet points. He said it's a performance review. Actually, it was a pulse check. Do you have a pulse? If you have a pulse, pulse and through neurons, you could reply to a freaking email. He said it wasn't a very high bar. We're trying to get to the bottom of what we think. There are a number of people on the payroll who are dead, actually dead. They're fictional individuals. They're not living. They're collecting paychecks on a fictional individual, trying to figure out if the people are real, if they are alive, if they can write an email, which is pretty reasonable as an expectation. We're not trying to be capricious or unfair. We're trying. Overall goal is the Doge team is to help address the enormous deficit. Well, boom and pow. And by the way, again, they're screaming, you're going to take away the people who pick your cotton? It's indentured servitude. The Democrats want to keep their slaves to take care of their children whose names they have forgotten when they get home from prep school. I hate these people. All right, 3:31. I'm late. Sorry. Kimmer, Pete, and Founder, 404-741-1230. It's a beautiful freaking day. It's hump day. It's to go out and enjoy the sun and then take your phone to listen to us on the app or something. I don't know. Look out.
Hey, it's Tug. The Morning Extra has you covered from 6 to 10, and Kimmer's got you on the ride home.
Apparently, it's true. The facts are, 1, China sends fentanyl to Mexico. Fact number 2, there are thousands of Chinese nationals working in factories in Mexico turning the fentanyl into pills. Fact number 3, the pills are then smuggled into America to poison us. How is it possible that the Federal Bureau of Investigation is not all along the border, and how come our U.S. military is not bombing all those factories? I mean, seriously, if I were president of the United States, they'd be blown up. It'd be like that freaking Harrison Ford movie where you get the undercover boys and you go wipe them off the freaking face of the earth and then suffer the consequence. Patriot game.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
The Atlanta Braves giveaways for this season are here, and you don't want to miss this lineup. Bobbleheads feature Chris Sale and Marcell Ozuna, presented by Delta, and a throwback bobblehead featuring Chipper Jones from the 2000 All-Star Game, presented by SeatGeek. Fans can also look forward to collectibles like the 1995 World Series replica ring and red home jersey giveaways presented by Coke, and a replica of Truist Park, perfect for your office. Visit Braves.com/promos to purchase your tickets today.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Are home repairs piling up? Are you feeling overwhelmed? Relax. We've got you covered. From drywall dings and leaky faucets to deck repairs and trim replacement, we're your one-stop shop for everything for your home needs. No more juggling multiple contractors. Just call us at the Trusted Toolbox and we'll handle it. Your home deserves the best, and we don't want you breaking your back trying. Call the Trusted Toolbox today at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. The Trusted Toolbox, your one-stop shop for home repairs and more.
Atlanta Braves fans, May is Military Appreciation Month, and a great time to show your patriotism by purchasing a VIP table at the Warrior Alliance 4th Annual Veteran Impact Awards and Gala. The event will be held on Thursday, May 22nd at the Coca-Cola Roxy Theater at the Battery, Atlanta, and features dining, live entertainment, and Georgia-based veterans being honored for the significant contributions they are making in our communities. Purchase your VIP table today or make a donation at thewarrioralliance.org.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Bernard Carrick, former NYPD police commissioner and a consultant to Donald Trump. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
I'm ready for the countdown. Is that getting louder?
I thought the only lonely place was on the moon.
Oh, they gotta love it. It's a whole different thing.
It's a great song, but his lyrics are juvenile.
I have no idea what the lyrics are even saying, but I like the chant and the beat. It's a great song, but I have no idea what he's saying. Not one word.
You're not
You are
missing
the older
anything
of
with
something.
his
I mean, I don't know.
Suffragette.
God. 2015, the childhood home of former Beatle Paul McCartney sold for $230,000 at auction. McCartney had moved into the house in Western Avenue, Speke, age 4, when he was 4 with his parents in 1947. Lived in the 3-bedroom house for 6 years. And it was sold in 2015 at auction. All right, well, there you go. And our birthday list includes Marta Kristen. I don't know that name, but I know who that is by reputation. Marta Kristen is 80. She was Judy on Lost in Space.
Oh, yeah.
And if you remember Judy Blind, she's blonde woman, 80 years old. Marta Kristen from Lost in Space. And I must do history here. My phone, if I could get the stupid. There we go. Right now, I mentioned I'm doing a geographical first 2 history mentions today. My second one now. First was Grand Canyon, and my second one is 1929. Grand Teton National Park is established in a controversial move. Inspires changes and charges of Eastern domination of the West. Congress establishes the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming. Some of the most stunning alpine scenery anywhere around the Grand Teton National Park. Color for human history, first Anglo-American to see the saw-edged Teton peaks is believed to be John Coulter. He was with Lewis and Clark to the Pacific, the expedition. Coulter left the expedition during its return trip down the Missouri in 1807 to join 2 fur trappers headed back into the wilderness. He spent 3 years wandering. By the way, can you imagine this? 1807. 3 years wandering through the northern Rocky Mountains, eventually finding his way into the valley at the base of the Tetons, which would later be called Jackson Hole. Other adventurers followed. French-Canadian trappers gave the mountain range the bawdy name the Grand Tetons, meaning big breasts. That's what it actually means.
Yeah.
Decades, trappers, outlaws, traders, Indians passed through Jackson Hole. 1887, they established the first permanent habitation. Short growing season was ill-suited to farming, but settlers found it ideal for grazing cattle. Jackson Hole, after the first ranches, supplemented their income by catering to dudes, eastern tenderfoots, yearning to experience a little slice of the Old West in the shadow of the stunning Tetons. Tourists began to raise the first concerns about preserving the natural beauty, the vast acres of Yellowstone Park, America's first national park, and founded in 1872, just north of Jackson Hole. Surely they asked the spectacular Grand Tetons deserved similar protection. One final note, Horace Albright, director of the National Park Service, 1916, said it should be incorporated into Yellowstone. But they were catering to tourists, resisted the whole deal, wanted to make it a museum of the Old West. After a decade, in 1929, the Grand Teton National Park was created. As a concession, though, to ranchers and tourist operators, the park encompassed the mountains and a narrow strip at the base. Jackson Hole is excluded from the park and designated merely a scenic preserve.
You're really getting into the weeds here.
Well, again, Jackson Hole is a thing, and so there we go.
It's
anyway,
beautiful.
Yeah, it is magnificent. 340, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. All right. Okay, how about this? I still think that $5 million credit card thing. I mean, people should be able to say, pay extra to get the front if you have something to offer, and if you can pass the test. I mean, you still have to, be a person we would want to have here. And by the way, is there anything wrong with saying, there are 50 million people want to come in? Aren't we supposed to pick the people who would best be American citizens to help us be a better country?
Well, as Clay and Buck points out, if they're coming from Russia and some other parts of the world, they didn't get that money from being good.
Yeah.
They probably stole that money from people.
No, I'm talking about general immigration. I mean, I don't feel bad about, if there are 50 people lined up and they're all from Mexico and they're all just people, I want to know who's got education, who can speak English, who's got a job, who's got a trade. If you're a doctor, you come in,
Right.
If you've never done, just got out of prison, screw you. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. We're biased in favor of better people.
Yep.
Is that bad all of a sudden? I mean, that's honest to God, that's what's bad. Think about
Is that
my
so
God, think
wrong?
about that. Yeah, think about that. It's all of a sudden wrong to be biased against bad people, to be biased in favor of good people. Put it that way. It's wrong to be biased in favor of people who are better than other people.
Achievement. We've been bashing achievement
winners
in this country for 70 years.
And that's why what Donald Trump and Elon Musk are doing is so exciting to me, because they're finally saying, let the smart kids in the room. Everything is. I mean, it's just such a different change. Don't be embarrassed about doing great in your life and being successful and smart. Oh God!
And all these people saying, stay in your lane. You should only do one thing. Blah blah blah.
Please.
Elon is still launching rockets.
Yeah, I know.
Despite all he's doing, he's still launching rockets.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, is that my phone? No, I'm sorry. I'm hearing things in my thing here. Another AI thing. We've got Tulsi Gabbard and 8 employees and Kash Patel investigating Comey. So we got a lot of news things coming up. Once again, Glenn Beck, lately, for a really large portion of his show, almost every day, has dedicated it to talking about like the brains behind AI. And his latest theories were, in fact, I wrote these down here somewhere. His latest theories are, Glenn Beck made the point with this guy today. He said, at some point, I think about AI, the future of super AI. At some point, AI is going to replace lawyers. If there's an issue with a contract or a dispute over a thing, and one against the other, an AI theoretically, taken to its extreme, should therefore be able to eliminate the legal profession. You should be able to address it to someone, non-biased or whatever, depending on how it's programmed, obviously. And then, of course, he said the next step is, well, if the lawyers are saying, we're the ones who are determining how the laws are affected, then the AI, supervisors should also be an American citizen to clearly make these decisions and therefore be allowed to vote. So all of a sudden now you've got AI, determining outcome of elections because they're running a judicial system. And then what about when humans are kind of attached to the AI thing? It's unbelievable. It's just, who can possibly think of the next steps? And if AI can run a business, it can certainly, solve a legal dispute. I assume, right? I mean, why not? For most of them, yeah. If it's basically, property law, something like that. Contract disputes and so forth. Now murder trials and stuff, they probably could do that. But again, then you have to decide how much does emotion count in it. Think about juries. When they see a guy take the stand, if they don't believe him, that's one thing. But he may be telling the truth and he's just a terrible witness. Now, can AI determine whether that's a thing or not? I mean, see, this is... If they hook you up to the lie detector test and you're not a sociopath. But, the whole thing is just freaky. It's freaking freaky. Anyway. By the way, this is hysterical. The members of the U.S. AID department, again, which I worked for in the Marines temporarily, they're going to get 15 minutes to get their stuff and get the hell out. In fact, it's hysterical. There's even a list. The funds who have been fired, they've been, a whole bunch of them, have been fired. They've got specific instructions. They've been giving a day, Thursday or Friday. They have an assigned time. If they don't show up for the assigned time, they're going to take all their stuff and put it in storage, and it's likely to be lost. All staff in their property undergo magnetometer and X-ray machine screening when you get here here, you'll be escorted to your workplace where you will be permitted to collect your personal items within 15 minutes. And then you got to get out. There'll be flexibility if you have a really lot of stuff. The law enforcement will be there and warn you not to bring in prohibited things like guns. You have to bring your own box, bags, tape, and your containers to get rid of your stuff. If you can't go, have someone else retrieve it. It's going into storage, and God knows what's going to happen with it. But you got 15 minutes.
Go. There's somebody there with a stopwatch.
Yeah.
Go.
I remember when they fired me at our last station where we all worked together. If it was any of the Tom Hughes announced on the air on his shift. It was a Friday morning on Tom Hughes, the greatest morning man in history of the world, announced our shift. I'm retiring. I said, oh my God, what? He says, yeah, I've had enough. I'm retiring. My wife already got it. I thought, oh my God. I go into work a couple hours later and they fired me.
I had my box ready. I just walked back to the office, picked it up, and walked by and said bye to everybody.
And when I went into my office to try to do it, they said, no, come back. You can go now. There's no reason to stick around to get all your stuff. Do it later. At some other point, I can make an appointment. It's, oh, my God. No. I swear to God.
I'm picking my stuff up right now, and you can try and stop.
Yeah, you can go home now. Oh, my God. 346, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3, and it's freaking hump day, man. We're humping right along here. Look out. Look out.
Atlanta radio legends, proud military vets, national network experts are all on Extra 106.3.
It's going to be an interesting couple of months.
With live and local shows in the morning and afternoon, and the biggest conservative hosts in the country throughout the day. We are always here with the latest news and opinions you need.
There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
No traffic interruptions, no former shock jocks, just Atlanta legends you've turned to for a generation. The conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra app.
Texting 64,000. You agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Advisory services offered through Master Plan Retirement Consultants, Inc., a registered investment advisory in the state of Georgia. Insurance, tax, and commodity services offered through Fricks & Associates, Inc., DBA Master Plan Retirement Consultants. The aforementioned are affiliated companies.
Retirement means different things to different people. Some folks want to travel the world. Some folks want to spend more time with grandkids. For me, I'm looking forward to spending more time with my guitar. Whether extravagant and robust or simple and cozy, every retirement needs a plan. You wouldn't take a trip without directions. You have to know where you are before you know where you're going. Master Plan Retirement Consultants have helped many like you plan for their own retirement. Not only does Master Plan help you create the roadmap, they join you on the journey. So whether you want to travel the world, become a pickleball champ, or just looking for a good porch, a sturdy rocking chair, and an acoustic guitar, remember to plan well, because the destination is worth it. Visit masterplanretire.com to schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Hey homeowners, it's Flounder, and I'm here to keep you warm. Well, I won't, but my friends at Dobbs Heating and Air will. As a new homeowner myself, I prefer working with local, family-owned companies who value what matters to me and treats my home like it's their own. The Dobbs family have a passion for what they do, and taking care of people is their primary goal. So if your home needs help staying warm right now, call Dobbs Heating and Air and experience the Dobbs difference. And check them out online at dobbshvac.com.
I give. Oh.
Where are you? We got some work to do now.
Oh, my God.
Where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo. I see you.
You're listening to the efforts of a guy named Ben Raleigh. 1997, the American songwriter Ben Raleigh died in a fire in his kitchen after setting fire to his bathrobe while he was cooking. Good Lord, that's like the Sopranos scene of his girlfriend that he was cheating with. Set herself on fire. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? How could it possibly have gotten to him where he couldn't take off the bathrobe? Yeah. I shouldn't be saying a thing like that. The man died. But how is it possible that you're in a bathrobe? He tied it so tight he couldn't untie it, maybe? Or I don't know. I don't get. God, dear. Anyway, he wrote Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And Tell Laura I Love Her. Again, we mentioned just yesterday, talk about those teen crash songs of the 60s. Tell Laura I Love Her, and, she went back to get my ring of the train crash, or all that kind of stuff. Anyway, Ben Raleigh, kind of a bad thing there. Kevin, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? 351. Our birthday list includes the hideous Senator Tim Kaine, that bozo little leftist from Virginia. The senator was Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage's running mate for VP, if I remember correctly, back in the day. And our history note today includes a little musical thing for you guys. On this day in 1917, Original Dixieland Jazz Band, JASS Band, records Livery Stable Blues and Dixieland Jazz Band One Step. That was the name of the record, released the following March, was a bestseller, establishing jazz as popular music. On this day in 1917, the Original Dixieland Jazz, JASS Band, was a group of white musicians from New Orleans and became largely responsible for making the New Orleans style popular on a national level, right before New Orleans became known as a cesspool of fraud and debauchery and police corruption and millionaire divorcees on the prowl. And, just the horrible, oh, God, dear Lord. Anyway, I think my ears just popped.
So?
Well, I'm just saying, this weather, change in weather is the damnedest thing. My sinuses are so in tune with a change in weather. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bore you with that. 352, we got a flounder. Well, I know, I'm in a funny mood. I do have spring fever. I'm sorry. It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. It's freaking 70. And I'm happy, and I'm thinking, it's a beautiful day, I think I'll go for a walk tonight when I get home. It's still teeny. It's getting dark.
As soon as this is over, I'm going outside because it's
in fact,
nice
I forgot. I didn't forget. I didn't have time to take my walk today. I've been working out lately, and I'm trying to at least go for walks and stuff here during the day with my radio on to make sure I don't miss anything. But and I didn't get to do it today, and I feel bad about it. And again, hell, I used to run 12 miles a day, so
You sure about that?
What? You
sure about that?
About
You've been
what?
Working out lately?
Shall I take off my shirt again? You want me to take off my shirt?
No. Huh? No. We don't want you to take off your shirt, for God's sake. And Wiley was just walking by with Bella, and they certainly didn't want to see that either.
I'll bet they did. You ask Bella and Wiley if they want to see me take off my shirt.
I will not ask them that. That leads me to have meetings with the HR lady. Why did you ask Bella and Wiley if they wanted to see Kimber with his shirt off? No.
See, they're going to get you one way or the other.
Seriously.
Gee, that's a pretty boa scarf you got there. Kimber. Oh, gee, sorry. Wow, God. Jeez. Yeah. I sure wish I could go back in the dating pool again. God. In fact, let's talk about that coming at 4 o'clock. Enough of this ghost stuff.
That's
for a
a
minute.
great article.
Let's do it. We're going to do it. I'm going to get it right here in freaking line here, too. Here we go. And that actress girl, which is a surprise. Yeah, but that's all coming up 4 o'clock. It's 3:54. How's it going? Tulsi Gabbard's in the news. Her director of intelligence is for Donald Trump taking action to get those guys. We're talking about all the kinky crap and the interlink with the National Security Agency and also the Defense Intelligence Agency and the U.S. Naval Intelligence Agency and the National Security Agency. And they were talking about all this horrible tranny stuff and surgery and genitalia and how much they like having sex with their new parts and all. Ugh, God, on federal type stuff, she says they're all gone. They're all fired. And she also said, we have to take a step back because this is just barely scratching the surface. They were brazen using an NSA platform for professional use to conduct this horrific behavior, and brazen in doing it because when was the last time anybody was even held accountable? In the Biden administration, at least for the last 4 years, and maybe a lot longer. And it's about time. And again, they're just cracking down. And I don't, there's no way that anybody should really be upset about this. And again, what's killing me, all the Democrats can say is, they're going to fire everybody, and it's just not fair. Well, now wait a minute.
And they want to do it, but they don't want to do it like Elon's doing it. In other words, if you let us go back to the corruption and fraud we've been doing for the last half century, we'll look into it when we get back in power.
They want to have congressional hearings on what departments are exempt and what people should be doing in what department. I mean, again, it will never freaking end. It will never end. And by the way, they passed that bill last night, the reconciliation, whatever, it's the number one overall bill that Donald Trump wanted, which it passed by 2 votes in the House, but it passed. One Republican was against it, but at least it passed. And it does have the things he wanted, border security and cuts and all this kind of stuff, and also no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security. But now it has to go back to the Senate. And they're going to work on it, and then it's got to go back, and we'll see. And again, anyway, if he can get all this stuff, man, we're on our way. Oh, Jeff Bezos has caused, we're going to do a Flounders Funny here in a second, too. Jeff Bezos has done it again with this Washington Post, and now more people are going nuts at the Washington Post because he's overhauling the Washington Post's opinion page. He is, quote, ditching a traditional broad-based opinion section that sought to cover all views. He axed the opinion editor after he would refuse to get on board with the new regime. He said, Jeff Bezos, we're going to be writing every day in support and defense of 2 pillars, personal liberties and free markets. We'll cover other topics, of course, but viewpoints opposing those pillars will be left to be published by others. 2 pillars, personal liberties and free markets. The internet does a job of a broad-based opinion thing on your doorstep every day. If you want to get that, look it up on the internet. We are going to specifically looking at this. People are canceling their subscriptions, are going nuts.
Communists.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, they got mad when he refused to endorse Carmela Sidepiece for president, too. And that's what started the business on the leftists. But Bezos said, I'm of America and I'm for America. Our country did not get here by being typical. A big part has been freedom, economic realm, and everywhere else. Freedom is ethical and practical. It drives creativity, invention, and prosperity.
And his socialist, communist people that work there, did the opinions, and have that paper.
Pants.
They're so mad now.
358, Flounders Funnies. A little something here for you on your hump day here. I think probably without too much of a problem there, Mr. Flounder.
When you go to war, man, that's the one time when you really have to appreciate rednecks, though. No, you know why? Because rednecks, they're like the one group of people that actually want to go to war. Everybody else tries to get out of it. Like rich people never go to war. You ask a college kid if he wants to go to war, he's just like, I'm taking this sociology class. I think war is really stupid. My roommate's half Afghanis. That's going to cause some static. You ask a redneck if he wants to go to war, he's just like, hell yeah! Absolutely, I'm ready right now. You just point the direction, buddy. I'm ready to do this. No, they're frightening people, but you got to utilize them. Seriously, you want to scare the enemy, okay? And rednecks are like America's pit bulls. They should just sedate those people, drop them off in Afghanistan, just let them run wild. Just be like, dude, just go do everything you ever dreamed of doing. Just go crazy. Have one of your friends play the banjo, it'll scare the hell out of them. Seriously, you wouldn't want to draft a guy like me. I'm a comedian. I'm useless. I'm a coward. I don't like confrontations. You draft a redneck. Not only is that dude a psycho, he'll actually save you money. Those guys show up to the Army, like, here's your M16. They're like, I already got one.
Bill Burr, 4 o'clock on 106.3, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. It's hump day. It's beautiful. What do you think? How's it going? Look out. And here we go.
streaming across Georgia on the Extra 106.3 app. This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta on Dickey Broadcasting Station. Extra 106.3.
Optimistic about ending a war. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. During the first meeting of his new cabinet, President Trump taking questions on his efforts to broker a peace deal between Ukraine and Russia, calling Russia's President Putin a smart guy and a cunning person.
He had no intention, in my opinion, of settling this war. I think he wanted the whole thing. When I got elected, we spoke, and I think we're going to have a deal.
Though the administration is emphasizing the goal is to bring both sides to the table and that nothing has been conceded, and President Trump says his number one goal is to end the killing. He also says Ukraine's president plans to visit Washington Friday and sign a new rare earth minerals deal with the U.S. Elon Musk telling cabinet members his DOGE cuts are necessary to keep America from going bankrupt. Federal agencies are being told in a memo from the president's budget and personnel chiefs to prepare for large-scale eliminations of positions. Freshman California Congressman Derek Tran, who's also an Army veteran, is proposing a bill that would reinstate any former service member fired without cause as part of government job cuts.
Democrats that sit on the House Appropriations Committee say up to 6,000 veterans have lost their government jobs, which many veterans have been encouraged to seek after their military service is done. Congressman Tran says it isn't right that many who served the country are being, in his words, kicked to the curb. Republicans have a slim House majority. Nearly all of them support President Trump's plans to cut government waste and many jobs along with it.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The U.S. Postal Service just announcing new service standards aimed at saving at least $36 billion over 10 years, calling it transportation, mail processing, and real estate cost reductions. A good start, but a mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow down 188 at the bell. America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log.
It's the Kimmer Beatles.
When I get home to you, I find the things that you do will make me feel.
Yeah. 1964. On this very day, the Beatles worked on the final mix for Can't Buy Me Love and You Can't Do That tracks. The single released the next month topped the charts all over the world, and Can't Buy Me Love became the Beatles' fourth British number one and third single to sell more than 1 million copies. That was 1964, and then same day, 1987. The Beatles' first 5 albums, Please Please Me, With the Beatles, A Hard Day's Night, Beatles for Sale, and Help. Those first 5 albums were all released on compact disc in 1987 on this day. Capitol Records decided to release the original British mixes of the Beatles albums. The first 4 were released in mono. That marked the first time that many of those mono mixes were available in America, for that matter, in 1987. No, I don't know anything about that myself. Birthday list includes, let's see, Mitch Ryder of the Detroit Wheels, maybe? Is that
Ryder?
I barely even, serious. Mitch Ryder's 80 freaking years old, man. Mitch Ryder. What was that famous song he had? The Detroit Wheels. Mitch Ryder, a red dress on with a girl with a red dress on. Second with a red dress on. That wasn't it? Wasn't that the guy? I think it was the guy. Red Dress. What the hell was that song? Oh, come on, Mitch Ryder. I don't know. Anyway, on this day, here's your little history.
Good Golly Miss Molly, which is a remake.
That's not it.
Devil
with the blue dress.
Devil with the blue dress.
Devil with the blue dress. That's what I knew. I had something in there. Yeah, I got something in there. All right, that's what she said.
His name is William Sherrill Levi's Jr.
Oh my God, man, Mitch Ryder. Well, there you are. On this day in 2005, Halle Berry accepts the Razzie for Catwoman. The Golden Raspberry Award was created in 1981, a tongue-in-cheek award ceremony for each year's worst films. On this day in 2005, guests of the award show were treated to a surprise acceptance speech by Oscar winner Halle Berry, who actually won the Worst Actress Razzie for her work in the Warner Brothers flop Catwoman, which also was nominated for 7 awards, including Worst Film. In Halle Berry's actual good-natured acceptance speech, she said, quote, "It was just what my career needed. I was at the top, and now I'm at the bottom." But a lot of and it really started a trend because the people who got those raspberries for how bad they were would show up and accept the award and have fun. Everybody appreciated. It was like Mad Magazine kind of a thing, you know. They just took the thing in good stride. Which used to be the way. It didn't help
Benjamin Bratt's career either. His took a nosedive after that.
What did he get one? I don't remember what did he do
for Catwoman.
Oh, was he in? I didn't remember him. Yeah, Benjamin Bratt. He's played a lot of weird. He played a drug dealer with oh God. Who's the guy who said he had too much fun sex with his wife and he got cancer because of it? Douglas, Michael Douglas.
Keep moving.
Yeah,
keep moving.
Okay, the Michael Douglas movie where his wife played the wife of a drug dealer, and Benjamin Bratt was the drug dealer trying to sell to her, and it was just creepy. And anyway, okay, our 4:00 hour, 4:07, sponsored by our friends at Atlanta Safe House. Silly, you need a safe just like the camera phone. I when I lost my medical records in Florida. Sorry. Well, AtlantaSafeHouse.com is where you can look up stuff, see their sales, and got specials and rebates and all kinds of stuff. AtlantaSafeHouse.com, a showroom in Acworth, by the way, Industrial Boulevard. All right, 4:07. Speaking of Actri, I don't think that's the plural of actresses, but Michelle Trachtenberg is dead at 39. I saw her picture and I thought, I'm really not quite sure. I've heard the name before. I wasn't quite sure who that was, and she didn't look physically familiar until I looked at a picture of her with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Michelle Trachtenberg is dead. 39 years old, known for her TV and film roles, including Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Gossip Girl. She was found by her mother this morning in her luxury apartment complex in Central Park South. She had undergone a liver transplant not too long ago, and they don't know whether there was a reaction to that or whatever. That she had had some troubling photos recently posted on Instagram, gaunt and frail, and people said, "What do you want, drugs? What's going on?" She said, "No, I'm happy and healthy." Michelle Trachtenberg found dead by her mother this morning. She was at the age of 9. She was in the Nickelodeon series Adventures of Pete and Pete. She was Harriet the Spy in the 1960s or 90s. I'm sorry, and she was for 3 years. She played Dawn, the sister of Buffy's vampire-slaying protagonist, and the manipulative, calculating antagonist Georgina Sparks on Gossip Girl, which ran for 6 years. The bombshell allegations against Buffy creator and Avengers director Joss Whedon, 55, claimed he was physically abusive during filming and that there was a rule in place prohibiting him from being alone in the room with her on the set. Michelle Trachtenberg, dead at 39, and we aren't sure exactly what happened or why. And again, I didn't recognize her, but when I saw they posted a picture of her with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and boy, I recognized her there. She was a beautiful young actress, and I don't know what happened to her.
Within the last year, she had a liver transplant, and they're thinking maybe it didn't there were some issues with that.
Again, they don't think anything fishy happened, but again, she was in bad shape. All right, 4:09. Okay, Pete Davis came across this, and once in a while we talk about stuff like this, and I'd love, especially ladies, I'd love to get your opinion. And if Bella and Wiley were in here, I'd probably try to get them to talk about it too. Here we go. Gen Z is back in the news. There's a feminist soldier, as she calls herself, or is known, Spooky Shah, That's her name she uses in her viral tweets. And she tweeted out something which goes to the issue of the thought that Gen Z men are getting stoned at home, gambling on their phones, and looking at porn rather than going out on dates and looking for a girlfriend. Well, Spooky Shaw went viral this weekend over a thread where she destroyed a guy for complimenting her home. Here's what she wrote. Had a straight dude come to my place, and he was so impressed by the simplest things. Art on the wall, rugs, a $40 knife block set. Dudes are so effing lame and pathetic. LOL, they freaking need a mommy to take care of them in their whole freaking lives. And she wasn't done. Just to clarify, it's nice to compliment somebody's home, but God, I'm more speaking on the fact that it was so shocked by very simple household items. It just never ceases to amaze me how so many men don't know how to keep a basic home without a woman helping them. Yeah, 1 minute this guy says, it's like, hey, I'm going to get off the couch and go have a relationship. And the next thing they're at Spooky Shaw's place complimenting her rugs because they're nervous, and she goes on Twitter and shreds the guy to pieces. Gen Z guys explain what's happening when they go out and try to date women like her. One guy, I'm 23. I've been ghosted more times than I can count. I'm tired of learning all these things about women's lives just to suddenly never hear from them again. I have emotions, and that crap hurts, man. I'm out. Another one, I'd kill for genuine romance, effort, commitment, growth. I have yet to meet a woman who feels the same. Every man I know feels how it feels when a woman sees them as disposable. And the world wonders why guys, the Gen Zers, stay home and eat gummies and play PlayStation for hours, and that the dating world's a freaking absolute waste of time. And then when a 23-year-old girl says, hey, how come men in my age group, Gen Z, aren't dating? What's happening, she asks. Gee, guys I went to high school with weren't misogynistic or anything, but they had liberal education, but they're just not dating. My theory personally is that they're scared of rejection or being seen as creeps. Or maybe they don't think they're worth dating when I think they are. It's a big problem in Gen Z. We don't know how to date.
Yep.
You assign blame wherever you want. The men would date. The harsh truth is average man isn't good enough for the average woman. More reaction. Now, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. And what happens when men start saying the juice ain't worth the squeeze? They start buying sex dolls. The South China Morning News Post says one of China's biggest sex doll makers is expecting another huge jump in sales this year. They have AI in the dolls now, my friends. More responsive and interactive, nearly human-like expressions.
How much?
Indistinguishable from humans.
¿Cuántos?
Yes,
¿Cuántos?
The company wants these robots to be romantic partners. It remembers who you are. It can act as a boyfriend or a girlfriend. If you ever saw that movie, Her, we're trying to do that. What's the price of this form of dating to avoid women like Spooky Shaw? Oh, just $175,000.
Holy cow.
I just want her to sit in my lap, throw her arms around me, and call me baby. I used to have that kind of money. By God, I'd have bought one. Seriously. I mean, I'd wait till I see it. I want to see. I want to
let them beta test a couple models.
A couple of things. Bring them around here for a show and tell or something. I don't know. Well, you asked for it. And you're asking for it, too, ladies. 414. Timber Bean Flounder. How's it going? Hump day. Look out. Pretty day. Tweets are coming up next. Tweets.
Time for the Bortz Report, brought to you by Southern Exteriors, the Southeast premier home exterior solution. Quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years. Visit southernexteriors.co.
Would politicians ever intentionally defraud the American people? Of course they would, and they do. Why do you think they want control of our education system? Oh, you'll never be educated to the point that you can figure this out. Now, one of the greatest frauds ever perpetrated on the American people, Social Security. A Ponzi scheme. In recent years, the maximum you could pay into Social Security was about $10,500. Now, under the Social Security rules, if you did that every year from age 18 until retirement, the maximum your Social Security check would be, again, this is a couple of years ago, $4,873. $10,400 a year. From 18 until retirement, you get back $4,873 a month. Now, if you had put that same money into a Standard & Poor's index fund owned by you over that same period of time, your monthly check would be $32,500. And scam upon scam, there is no Social Security trust fund. It does not exist. Under Lyndon B. Johnson, they saw all that money in the trust fund. They wanted it to spend on social vote buying programs. So, bye-bye. The government took the Social Security Trust Fund and left an IOU, currently in a filing cabinet in West Virginia, telling us that if we ever really needed that money to pay Social Security benefits, they would give it back to us. Disgusting the way the American people can be defrauded and, in fact, invite it. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
Stop dreaming. Start driving. Get the gift that keeps on giving with the RBM of Atlanta Baby It's Cold Outside sales event, exclusively at RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Each of our certified pre-owned vehicles undergoes an exhaustive process of analysis, inspection, and reconditioning until it meets the uncompromising standards of RBM of Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz. For a limited time, get financing from as low as 3.49% APR. In addition, you'll receive unlimited confidence with Mercedes-Benz's unlimited mileage warranty, delivering continued assurance for up to 7 years. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details and see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Not all offers apply to all vehicles, and special financing available to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Services through February 28th, 2025. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit us at rbmofatlanta.com or call 770-390-0700 for details.
Are you tired of dealing with loud, ugly, drafty garage doors? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Now is a great time to upgrade with brand new, efficient, quiet, and beautiful garage doors. Your garage door is the biggest opening in your home, which is why it's such an important part of your home's curb appeal and energy efficiency. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078. Get started today by visiting us at allfourseasonsgarages.com.
Georgia is home to over 600,000 veterans who play an important role in strengthening our communities. The Warrior Alliance is recognizing these contributions at the 4th Annual Veteran Impact Awards and Gala on Thursday, May 22nd at the Coca-Cola Roxy Theater at the Battery, Atlanta. You may participate by nominating a Georgia veteran for their exceptional service after military service in categories such as first responder, healthcare, education, military spouse, and more. Go to thewarrioralliance.org today and submit your veteran nomination.
Kind of a thriller here for a second, if you don't mind. Michael Jackson. 419, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 1983, a big day on this day. Thriller number one broke racial barriers in pop music. Michael Jackson made an appearance on MTV, met with President Ronald Reagan at the White House. The album was one of the first to use music videos as successful promotional tools, and the videos for the songs Thriller, Billie Jean, and Beat It all received regular rotation on MTV. Again, 1983 is when the Thriller went to number one. Thriller became the most successful album of all time, with sales over 65 million copies. I'll play a little here, the Flounder. Why don't you? He's huge. I can see him dancing too, you know. He really was an unbelievable showman. I mean, think about it. Just the moonwalking and the glove. I mean, he was a whole thing. And the freaking animals and the children. Anyway, our birthday list includes Jonathan Cain. I don't know who that is, but until I looked it up, he's with Journey. And Jonathan Cain is 75 years old today. And, look, Mr. Phone. Hold on a minute there. There we go. Mr. Phone, on this day, we in history, a couple of different things. Pete Davis, I know you'll get a kick out of one of these because of something you said just the other day during a game, and we have another game coming up. On this day in 1869, the 15th Amendment passed by Congress giving blacks the right to vote. The right of citizens of the United States to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or any state on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. It was ratified in 1870. Some states continue using tactics like poll taxes and literacy tests to disenfranchise the brothers. Whites were not subject to some of those laws through the use of grandfather clauses, 1869, but they straightened it all out. But of course, there's still a country that will never elect a black president, especially twice, my God. And also on this same day in 1951, Congress, the states ratified the 22nd Amendment, limiting the number of times a U.S. president may serve elected to 2 or at least to 8. If you are partially elected like Lyndon Johnson, he could have run two terms instead of just one. So you can actually run twice and serve 2.5 is what it comes out to. Oh, and one more thing. Pete Davis, the other day you gave us a test, and one of the test questions concerned the word radar. Well, it was on this day in 1935. Radar was first demonstrated by British physicist Robert Watson Watt. Radar is an acronym for, Pete Davis, that's what you asked us on the test question. You remember? What does radar stand for? Radar stands for radio detection and ranging. I didn't remember.
And it was a fact they put those suckers up that could see the Luftwaffe coming that helped them win the Battle of Britain.
You better believe it. 422, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. More, I'm sorry, what do you got there, Flounder? You got a little something there?
Yeah, Rick the Painter's on the horn, but he actually has a question about AI.
Oh, my goodness, Rick the Painter with a question. Holy cow, I hope we can answer it for you, bro. What do you got there, Rick?
Well, it's actually, I wanted to comment about the AI girls you were talking about. If you had one, you might want to test drive.
I could order one, yeah. Yeah.
It's $175,000. Of course, you want somebody to test drive it.
Well, you know.
Find out, Yeah. Well, because, for instance, what if you got one, Kimmer, and you got it home and it decided to change genders? Then you're stuck with a $175,000 transformer.
Hey, transformer, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, hi-oh. Oh, Rick the Painter. Hey. What?
I just deleted all the German names from my cell phone, Kimmer.
Oh, really? Deleted all the German names? What for? Why would you?
It's now Hans Free.
Hans Free, my God, blame. Ho, hey, oh, hi, hey. 423. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Should we do this now? I've already destroyed the whole segment. But we'll get better. That's my fault. I'm sorry. I got spring fever, man. It's just beautiful. But we got that. We have Peach Tweech.
All right, we're talking about radar and what it stood for. I got another one for you.
All right, sir.
We've all loved, and it's one of my go-to sandwiches, the old club sandwich.
I love club sandwiches. Yeah.
Why is it called a club sandwich?
I believe it was because it was a private country club where they first got it. Bacon, lettuce, tomato, I think. No. Oh, not quite.
Flounder, why is it called a club sandwich?
Does club stand for something? CLUB?
It does.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Classic Liverpool under bacon. That's right.
You got half of that.
Under bacon. Liverpool?
Lettuce.
Why? What the hell's Liverpool
lettuce.
Got to do?
I don't know. Lettuce is
all right,
something.
You got 3 of it. Lettuce under bacon. What's the first one? What's the C?
Crust?
No, not
bread.
crust.
Cold cut.
No, it's got to be some kind of breaded thing. What do they call it? Croissant?
No, it's a meat.
Oh, chicken? I don't know.
Chicken, lettuce under bacon.
I'll be damned.
That's what it stands for.
Well, that's cool. And yeah, we used to go. In fact, at the country club, there was a club. Every country club's got a club sandwich.
I wish I had one right now. Now I want.
Now I want a club sandwich. I'm going to have to go to the store.
Go to Publix. Publix, they make a good one.
Oh Lord! In fact, I may make a meatloaf. Flounder, if you want meatloaf, if I make a meatloaf,
absolutely.
The meatloaf.
All right. Now let me ask you this. Sometimes I don't have any onions, and I normally dice up onions. I have onion powder. Would that work for onion flavor?
No.
Or would that be a thing?
No.
Can we get some meatloaf?
You want me to actually chop up the onions?
It has to be chopped up onions and meatloaf. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Then I got to go to the store. So maybe I'll make it tomorrow and bring it in Friday.
Maybe there's some little girl you can follow around.
I do have garlic powder, and I do have eggs, and I do have brown sugar if I need it, and I do have
air fryer. Here's what you do. You take 2 pieces of bread and you put an indent in the middle of the bread, like with a cup or something. Don't bash your hand like that golfer did.
Yeah.
And basically, that puts a little rut in there to drop the egg into. Break the egg and put the egg into the little hole you've made. Not a hole, but the dent in the bread, right? So it holds it.
Yeah.
Right? Then you take bacon and you wrap the bacon around the bread. Make a kind of little dam around the egg. Right?
Okay.
So it's on top of this stuff. So it's basically the bacon surrounds the egg on top of the bread. Put it in the air fryer, and that sucker will cook right up, and it's
For how long, though, can you air fryer at what temperatures? I mean, that's real iffy.
I'd say 10 minutes, maybe about
10 minutes? Oh, no
350.
way.
You got to cook the bacon.
Yeah, but the egg's going to explode in 10 minutes in an air fryer. My God.
You've already broken the egg. Why would it explode?
All right, I don't get it. I don't get it. You have to make one with video because I don't understand about the 2 pieces of bread separately, or put the egg and make a sandwich out of it with the egg in the middle and then wrap it with bacon.
No. 1 piece of bread, 2 pieces of bread. It doesn't really matter. You basically just put the egg on top of the bread.
Okay, and
it's
so
really
into the indentation, and then the bacon. You said wrap. What do you mean underneath the bread too?
No. You wrap the bacon around the edges of the bread on top around the egg.
Oh my God. Well, okay. Well, I didn't see it. Like a tent, almost like a topping of some kind.
No, you don't put it on top of the egg, though.
Well, see,
you put it around the egg.
427. And now back to the actual, something you really enjoy. I got to get another hat. Golly, Bullwinkle!
That trick never works. Hey, rookie.
Join us next time.
Out of a hat.
When Bullwinkle is falling off the pier, we bring you summer squash, or he's too
I'm here
flat
to save
for me.
you now.
Yes, I want to hear Mr. Peabody and my boy Sherman.
His way back machine. Yeah.
Oh my God! When we were in college, if there was any way, we were all down in the basement watching freaking Bullwinkle and Rocky and Mr.
Fractured
Sherman, Boris and
fairy
Natasha. Oh my
Fractured
God.
fairy tales.
Boris and Natasha. 428. Cover people. You're gonna if you're of an age, you have no idea. Just Google it. Kash Patel. I think this is about time. Kash Patel is now investigating former FBI Director James Comey. What a slime bag this guy has been and still is. And he's still saying he was right and did the right things when he was in charge of the FBI. What a slimy, sleazy, freaking liar and a traitor to America. He single-handedly let Hillary Rodham P. Stinky Fart Cabbage get away with everything. And he had no right to do it. He said, well, remember he changed the definitions of the email scandal when she erased 35,000 emails that were under federal subpoena to prove that she was behind all of the corruption in the politics of that time. All of it. And she erased it under federal subpoena, and nothing happened because, as I recall the different words, Comey first of all said, he changed his wording. First of all, he said something like, well, she was reckless, but it didn't involve the so-and-so. And then he realized, oh, my God, that's in the federal statutes. So then he changed the release and said it wasn't that she was reckless, it's that she had misused the system of the so-and-so, which wasn't a violation of the law in his opinion. So he decided that it should go no further. And it went no further. Well, now, Kash Patel Whistleblowers have told him Comey launched an off-the-books investigation into Donald Trump's campaign in 2015 using hookers from the FBI. Using girls, pretty girls, to get into the Donald Trump campaign. The details of the operation using female honeypot agents to get into the Trump campaign. The disclosures made to the House Judiciary Committee. 2 female FBI agents undercover drafted to get into the honeypot deal. They personally went after George Papadopoulos. Remember, he was the guy that they tape recorded and then said that he was talking to Russian agents and all that stuff because he talked to some guy in a bar. And so the Steele report and these FBI agents were saying, oh, yeah, George Papadopoulos, who, by the way, didn't they wiretap him? They wiretapped him. He lost all his money. He got investigated and charged with all this kind of stuff. I mean, they treated him like crap. That was the FBI freaking eye, the federal Gestapo investigation. And these 2 honeypot chicks went after him directly. And Comey made it happen. He was in charge of it. He knew about it. He scrutinized it, and he said it was fine. Unbelievable. And by the way, Kash Patel's finding out about all this and all this undercover crap. The Steele dossier. And finally, Trump fired Comey as a showboat and a grandstander. That's just freaking unbelievable. Another cover-up. Good Lord. 4:31 already. Holy cow, Cameron, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? Hump day, baby. Hump day on 106.3. It's a beautiful day. Enjoy outside or something, man.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays. Anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
When you buy a Subaru from Subaru of Gwinnett, you're buying more than a vehicle. You're buying safety for your family, an investment that will hold its value, and something that will last a long time. You're buying trust. For a limited time, celebrate all the 2025 models during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, now through March 31st. Whether you're looking to match your adventurous spirit with the 2025 Subaru Outback or lean on the reliability of the 2025 Subaru Forester, Subaru of Gwinnett has the perfect fit for your family. You'll love exploring in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek, and the 2025 Subaru Legacy is what happens when we put the best of Subaru into a sedan. Plus, every Subaru model comes equipped with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Subaru of Gwinnett has been your hometown dealership for years, and we're proud to be here to help your family find a Subaru to love for years to come. And our award-winning service department is here to ensure you've always got someone to lean on and trust when you need us. Stop in for a test drive on Satellite Boulevard in Duluth and meet our incredible staff, or start your shopping online at SubaruofGwinnett.com.
Hi, I'm Chris Lalamia, owner of the Trusted Toolbox. Got a to-do list a mile long? No problem. We've got the ultimate solution, our Handyman for a Day program. Here's how it works. You get a skilled handyman dedicated to knocking out your honey-do list. Paint touch-ups, drywall repairs, door adjustments, and much more, all done in one day. You want to jump into spring and not worry about your home? Call us now before the rush for your Handyman for a Day, and call us at 770-623-3097 or visit us at thetrustedtoolbox.com. One call, one handyman, one day. The Trusted Toolbox.
Life is unpredictable, but when trouble comes, you need a team you can trust. At A Second Chance Bail Bonds, we've been helping families for nearly 20 years, providing fast, professional, and discreet service. With 12 locations across Metro Atlanta and Birmingham, we're available 24/7 to get your loved one home, quick and with care. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call 404-BAIL-OUT, that's 404-BAIL-OUT, or visit atlbail.com today.
Go. Sorry. I'm just rereading my little history thing. It's pretty interesting because there's a story on it. There we go. Look out. Sex Pistols. I should have known. You know, you can change tune. You can change the notes once in a while. Sorry. In 1979, during a court case between the Sex Pistols and their manager, Malcolm McLaren, it was revealed that only out of $1.4 million the band had earned in 1979. Out of the $1.4 million, there was only 50 grand left. Golly. That led to a court case and some bad feelings. Our birthday list with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder includes Michael Bolton. Is 72 years old today. He's a little too much for me. It's I don't know. I mean, girls love him, I guess. But he's got a little too much screaming or something going on here. And by the way, this is bizarre. Oh, this is going to take a while. You're going to hate me because this takes a while, and you guys hate it when I do my history, which is interesting, and it takes a while.
Well, the problem is you get into these deep dives.
Well, I know, but still,
for 4 minutes.
I know, but it's a thing, and people. I think God. For example,
editing.
Well, I'm doing. Believe me, I'm editing. You can't believe what I'm editing out. Here's the story. A band of robbers has been targeting trains in remote deserts of Arizona. They sneak on the train, slash an air hose, force the locomotive to come to a dead stop. Then they steal stuff on board and take off. And we're not talking about Breaking Bad where they got the methamphetamine in the tank, but that's exactly what they were. That's exactly the thing, basically. And it's not the 1800s; it's now. And there have been at least 10 such train heists in California and Arizona out in the desert. And they have netted $2 million worth of Nike shoes. $2 million of Nike shoes, 60 people charged in a federal court scheme, working like a human conveyor belt. They go from the train to the ground to a truck, and off they go. So fast, stunned by lightning, you can't even get a helicopter out there. You can't even get to some of those rail tracks with an off-road vehicle. And again, so they've been stealing them out in the desert, like Breaking Bad. Well, it was on this very day in 1974 that Nike got a patent for its waffle trainer running shoe. And I'm going to tell you the story of how it happened. Nike was a small company founded by University of Oregon Bill Bowerman and the coach of the track team, Phil Knight. Didn't like the running wear. They tinkered with shoes, make them lighter and faster. They got rid of leather and used nylon, had a wedged heel. But then one day, a guy at the University of Oregon decided to put in a cinder track. And one morning over breakfast, this guy Bowerman with his wife making waffles. And she said, gee, you know what? The waffle came out. If you turned the waffle upside down, where the square part would come in contact with the ground, that might work. So he said, oh my God. So he poured polyurethane into a waffle iron and made the first prototype of Nike's waffle shoe with a waffle iron. A wedding present was given to the family. It was ruined, but he said, oh my God, that's how they made the birth of the Nike waffle trainer shoe. It became a hit, got the patent for it, changed everything, traction. They continue to create popular new shoes. In 2011, his son and daughter unearthed the original waffle iron had been buried. Oh my God. The son and daughter-in-law unearthed the original actual waffle iron. In 2011, had been buried in the yard on their property since the 1970s, was in horrible shape. Nike executives were thrilled. The waffle iron is now on display at Nike headquarters in Oregon. And that's the true story of the Nike shoe. Good Lord. All right, 438, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? 404-741-1230. 404-741-1230. And again, Elon Musk, in fact, just a quick update today. Elon Musk was at a meeting of the cabinet, the first meeting today of Donald Trump's cabinet, and Elon Musk was invited, and he told him that the Doge email thing was really to see whether people are still alive. And Musk was standing with his signature black suit and a T-shirt, and then wearing a hat. He's, wears hats inside of the cabinet meeting. I thought it was a little disrespectful. Anyway, about that recent email he sent to all the people about telling you what you did, he said, I actually just call myself a humble tech support hero. It sounds crazy. It's almost a literal description of the work of the Doge team helping fix the government. The systems are old. There are many mistakes. We're actually just tech support. He said more than 1 million federal workers were part of the Doge directive to get their bullet point list. He said the email was really interpreted as a performance review. It was really just a pulse check. Do you have a pulse? Are you real? Do you have 2 neurons? You could answer it. It was not a high bar. Anybody could do it. He said, we're trying to get to the bottom. We think there are a number of people on the payroll who are dead. They're not real people. They're fictional. They're getting a paycheck. They have other jobs. We're figuring out these people are alive and real. And if they can write an email, our goal is not to be capricious or unfair, is to see if people are alive. To address the freaking deficit. I mean, my God. Anyway, and at the Donald Trump again talking about with his cabinet meeting, talking about offering people a chance to buy a get into America and get to the head of the line immigration card for $5 million, a Trump gold card for $5 million, and that would allow you to get a green card immediately, and then you would still have to, you would get a pathway to citizenship, but you'd still have to do the things that anybody else would have to do to be a citizen. So it would still take time, but you could kind of go to the head of the line, but it would prove that if you had $5 million, now if they find out you're, a drug dealer from Colombia, I don't think that would really qualify as, a person we want here as a citizen. But again, it may just be a joke, or maybe just throw it up against the wall and see what sticks, and like Pete mentioned earlier, just get the media off the Doge stuff for a while, I guess. But anyway, pretty cool. I don't know. I got nothing wrong with it. The people again, immigration should be the people who offer the most to your country should be at the head of the line, not people that have no skills and can't even speak English. Yeah, what?
A Democratic representative named Capter, I don't know where she's from, just said since Elon Musk is an immigrant, he is not loyal to the United States.
Oh, my God. He's a citizen.
Yeah,
so, in other words, oh, my God. Well, now, wait a minute. I thought that's what the claim they used, that when you make people citizens, we should make them all citizens so they'll be loyal to America. Oh, gee, well, that kind of takes that away there, doesn't it, then? Oh,
if a Republican said that about a Democrat, all hell would break loose. But it's okay to say that about Elon Musk. He's more American than most Americans these days.
Holy crap. Yeah, like the First Lady is an immigrant. I mean, holy smokes.
Speaks 9 languages.
Oh, my God. Again, that's all they have. That's all. I mean, there's no. How can you possibly be against rooting out dead workers getting paid, weeding out fraud and corruption, and the billions of dollars that they. Stacy Steaky Big Fat Loser Abraham got billions of dollars, and her company is worth $100. And then she supported Biden and got rid of the All-Star game and got on the Biden team, and he gave her support group $2 billion. Thank God she didn't get to keep it and spend it. We caught her. They caught her. Oh, my Lord. 442, Kimber Pete and Flounder. Let's see. Oh, by the way, for the record, spring break's coming up. And, man, again, it reminds us about it with the state of international affairs. There are DEA agents and the State Department warning your little precious from going to Mexico for spring break. One DEA agent and through the State Department says if you go to a resort, you're traveling to Mexico for spring break, if you leave the resort, you're definitely at high risk, especially if you're an American female. You're at risk of kidnapping, being sold into the sex trade. Anywhere in Mexico outside the resort is highly dangerous. Even in the resorts, the cartels have people scouting out. Oh, here's a rich couple. Let's kidnap them. Or here are some attractive girls by themselves. Let's grab them on a Saturday night. He said you can't underestimate it. The cartels have people out there watching to see what's going on and scouting potential targets. The U.S. Embassy and consulates in Mexico have issued a comprehensive advisory this week, urging and warning Americans, exercise heightened caution if you go to Mexico during spring break. Quote, violent crimes such as homicide, kidnapping, carjacking, and robbery is widespread and common in Mexico, unquote, the U.S. Embassy. And I remember my final first. We used to love to go to Mexico. It's an hour and 15-minute airline flight to go through customs, and you're at a resort in another hour on the beach. And these beautiful resorts and beautiful rooms, and the price was great. And you everything. We just go outside the resort and hop on a city bus, a Mexican city bus, and just go where it goes. Get off, have something to eat or drink. Watch go and get. I had my picture taken with a gorilla, with a chimpanzee, and for $5, a chimpanzee will give you the finger while you're sitting next to him, or give you a kiss or whatever. Just go seeing the people. Went to food fairs and the markets. on our own. Then, then walk around, rent cars, go over to the beaches across the mountains. You think? Oh my God! I can't tell you the number of times going to Mexico. Just Cancun, Acapulco, Cabo
fun. Even Tijuana was fun.
Tijuana got Cabo San Lucas, all of them. And now again, well, I mean, beside the price and the resort, you can't trust it.
They don't respect us, and they're not afraid of us, and they'll do anything they can because they know the U.S. government won't do anything to help you.
Yeah. What a shame. I mean, seriously, how did that happen? How the hell did that happen? I mean, Mexico, it's Mexico. It's right there. From Atlanta, it's an hour and 20 minutes. The cartels.
The cartels took over Mexico. Yeah. That's the main problem, what happened.
Anyway, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230 if you'd like to join us. It's Wednesday, hump day, 4:45, and we got Flounder's Funnies, we got more Pete's Tweets, we got Holy Crap at Sports. Oh, I want to ask you about the butt push, too. There's a debate on the butt push in the NFL, and I bet I know what you think, and I'll bet it's different from me. But I don't know. I just anyway, it's coming up. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out. Here we go. Stand by.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Catherine Mayer seems to think that looting is okay, though it might be counterproductive. We're talking 2020, after the death of that career criminal and thug George Floyd, there was mass looting of shoe stores, jewelry stores, whatever in Los Angeles. And Catherine Mayer weighed in on it. Here's what she had to say. I mean, sure, looting is counterproductive, but it's hard to be mad about protests not prioritizing the private property of a system of oppression founded on treating people's ancestors as private property. So there you go. That's what looting is to the CEO of National Public Radio.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
You know the old expression, I love it when a plan comes together? Well, with our First Liberty Notes, this has been so true. Hello, I'm Brant Frost, founder of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about our family's company all the time right here on the station. For over 30 years, we've been the local lender who said yes when the big banks say no. A couple of months ago, we opened up our First Liberty Notes program to Main Street investors just like you, and the response has been just incredible. Folks from airline pilots to physicians to even pastors are now earning 8 to 13% interest rates while helping to fuel the growth of local small businesses. If you're a qualified investor with a minimum of $25,000, you too could be earning 8 to 13% interest. We'd love to have you join our First Liberty family today. Go to firstlibertyga.com and see if our First Liberty Notes are right for you. Go to firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
First Liberty Notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. SEC accredited investor status must be verified. Securities not offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
The Atlanta Braves giveaways for this season are here, and you don't want to miss this lineup. Bobbleheads feature Chris Sale and Marcell Ozuna, presented by Delta, and a throwback bobblehead featuring Chipper Jones from the 2000 All-Star Game, presented by SeatGeek. Fans can also look forward to collectibles like the 1995 World Series replica ring and red home jersey giveaways presented by Coke, and a replica of Truist Park, perfect for your office. Visit Braves.com/promos to purchase your tickets today.
When it comes to finding the perfect Chevrolet, why settle for anything less than the best?
At Jim Ellis Chevrolet, you'll find the largest selection of new and used Chevys in Georgia.
From the legendary Silverado to the family-friendly Equinox, Tahoe, and Suburban, and performance icons like the Corvette and Camaro, you'll find exactly what you need.
Right now, save $7,500 off MSRP on the 2025 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray 2LT models. Don't just dream it. Drive home in America's sports car today.
And at Jim Ellis Chevrolet, buying a vehicle is hassle-free. No high-pressure sales, just a transparent customer-first approach that their finance experts will help secure you the best terms, making the purchase exciting and not stressful.
Plus, their factory-trained technicians are here to keep your Chevy running at its best with expert service and maintenance.
Shop in person on Peachtree Boulevard or online at JimEllisChevrolet.com and experience the difference.
Jim Ellis Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Offer applies to 2025 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray 2LT models. Example stock number CV5055. MSRP with add-on accessories is $88,704. After $7,500 in Jim Ellis discounts, sale price is $81,204. Excludes TABT and state taxes. Offer expires 2/28/25.
Why does it matter that D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler? Because we get first dibs. When diamonds come to Atlanta, they come to D. Geller & Son first. A bunch of diamonds that look the same on paper, but there's about 1 in every 10 that you can see from across the room, and a lot in every 10 that are what my dad calls duds. So we keep the good one, we pack the rest back up, and they go somewhere else. That somewhere else is usually a big box store that's not quite as picky. That means the same color, same clarity, and same price gets you more brilliance, more sparkle, more bang for your diamond buck at D. Geller & Son. That's what we call the D. Geller difference. So why are we so picky? We live, work, and play right here in Atlanta. So when it comes to getting you the best diamond, we have to get it right. That's why Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler became Atlanta's favorite diamond retailer. Come see the D. Geller & Son difference for yourself and find out why we've been Atlanta's most trusted jeweler since 1939. In Kennesaw, Sandy Springs, and online at dgeller.com.
I like the Eagles. They had a lot of sad songs.
There's a bad song right here.
What's that?
It's a bad song. I never liked this song.
Yeah. But it's a beautiful song, but it's haunting. But
There's talk on the street.
I don't, you know.
Sounds so familiar.
They're just kind of a downer.
It's drivel. It's
Well,
no one
I
ever
wouldn't
thinks of
say
this
that.
song when they think of the Eagles. You think of peaceful, easy feeling.
Well, no, you think or Hotel California is what I.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, again,
Tequila Sunrise.
Well, now let's not be critical of Mr. Flounder, who is our musical director. He's simply putting the
He
things
didn't
on.
write
That, I don't know. He didn't have anything to do
The
with
music history today was kind of lacking so I had to.
Well, but again, you should never have to apologize.
I'm not apologizing. I'm just explaining why I put this song on here.
Davis P. Davis can kiss your ass. I think we're very clear about that, sir. 1977, the Eagles go to #1 in America with New Kid in Town, which is why he's playing it. It was their third American #1, number 20 in Britain. I guess they have better taste. The single, written by Don Henley, Glenn Fry, and J.D. Souther, was released as the first single from their fifth album, Hotel California. J.D. Souther, boy, he did a lot of songwriting. I mean, he was Glenn Campbell. Glenn Campbell, he did a lot of country stuff. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, Eagles #1, 1977. Hold on with the thing there. Let's see. God, I was thinking of something else, and now I forgot what it was. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Our history on this day in 2012, Trayvon Martin, a black kid, teenager walking home from a convenience store in Sanford, Florida, is shot by George Zimmerman, a neighborhood watch volunteer patrolling the community of townhouses. The cops did not charge Zimmerman at first. There was a fight, and they said, well, you were doing your duty. Then everybody went nuts. And by the way, this was the case. Again, this was the Trayvon Martin case in 2012. This was the first time the term Black Lives Matter was used. It was by an organizer named Alicia Garza. In a July 13th Facebook post in response to Zimmerman's acquittal when they actually did put him on trial for second-degree murder, and then it was a rallying cry, Black Lives Matter, because of this case. The kid was on his way from buying a Skittles. The insurance fraud investigator, Captain ... The police say the guy had no criminal record. There were rallies all over the place. And 2 days later, President Barack Hussein Putitat, the divider-in-chief, one of the worst presidents we've ever had, the hate-in-charge chief, said of the shooting, if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon. Yeah, there was also then attention to the Florida law of stand your ground. You can use lethal force if you fear for your safety and does not require a retreat, even if you could. One last thing, the city of Sanford announced new rules. No more volunteers in the Neighborhood Watch program from carrying guns. There were National Million Hoodie marches. Patrice Coulters, Alicia Garza, the original girl, and Opal Tormetti formed the Black Lives Matter Network with a mission to, quote, eradicate white supremacy and build local power to intervene in violence inflicted on black communities by the state and vigilantes. And this was a bunch of bullcrap, Black Lives Matter. And all you phony freaking liberals, and especially you American white women, remember the pictures of these black guys showing up at restaurants and patios and dining places and outdoor stuff like that, and demanding that women bow to them. Remember those pictures and those videos? Bow to them. And I remember keep thinking at the time, I said, please, God, please let me be someplace outside with a girl and have them come up and make her bow. Oh, please, I'm begging you, please. Oh, please, I swear to God, I'll go to church every day for the rest of my life.
For that to happen,
yeah.
You would first have to be out at a restaurant with a woman.
Well, it'd be silly to try to, I know I'm hallucinating, sure. I know, it's spring fever. I'm sure. I'm a head case. I'm a basket. In fact, that's why I have a new song. In fact, Flounder, when I put on my magic music stick that Flounder did for me yesterday, and coming into work, the last song I'm singing now is... She don't know she's beautiful. she don't know she's beautiful. I love by Sammy Kershaw. It's just I love that silly song, and it reminds me of that girl I was flirting with at Publix who she didn't have any idea how attractive she was and just happy and special. Like she just was a gift to the people watching her just go skipping around that store, and was so pretty and happy, and she was just a glow, and it just reminded me of that feeling, and and you don't get many of those in my life. So I take them and enjoy the crap out of them as I must. So there you are. Everybody's fine. 4:55, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. More AI stuff in the news. Former Disney engineer, 42 years old, downloaded an AI tool for fun mostly. It got hold of his financial information. Hackers got it, stole his crucial data from Disney. The Wall Street Journal had the thing on this. He lost everything, the technology to help him create AI images from text prompts, gave hackers access to everything, including his work data, his passenger password manager. They knew a lot about him, details with lunch with coworkers. He went to the police instead of handling the hackers' demands for information. They published 44 million Disney messages. The dump included Disney's private customer information, employee passport numbers, streaming revenue numbers for the parks. And, of course, Disney fired him. They posted his social security number, logged in information for the Ring cameras in his home. They breached everything. The group, Russian group, was behind it, they say. His media accounts filled with offensive language using stolen data to log in. They said Disney fired him, saying, well, it was his own fault. He was looking up bad stuff he shouldn't have been. But he lost $200,000 in salary, lost his job. And again, AI,
Well, it's one of those smaller AI things, startups, which over the next few years are going to be swallowed up by, if they're good, Google and Alibaba and Grok and all of them. They're going to start buying up these companies. So be careful doing with the small ones right now.
Didn't you just put an AI?
Elon Musk.
Where did you put? Is it in your phone or on your computer?
Yeah, it's on the phone.
And is it an app?
Yeah, it's an app.
And so when you I don't know what it does. I mean, when you hit it, what does it do? Do you talk to it, or do you say
ask it? Yeah, you can ask it questions. Whatever. It's kind of like Alexa or Siri. You can ask it questions, but it's supposedly better and more in depth and quicker. But it could do. I could put it together. In fact, somebody did. They won't tell you who. Tried to make one of your photos yesterday, and it came out looking not even like you.
Oh, really? Oh, crap. Well, keep trying.
I was going to get it, but it's $30 a month.
Oh, really?
Not all of it is. That's not all.
I mean, is it the Grok on the App Store?
Yeah, it's Grok. I got the Grok 3 on the Twitter thing. Yeah,
I'll have to check. I'll check the Twitter thing out.
Oh my God, guys! If Flounder's funny, what do you got?
I feel like we're raising a generation that's going to grow up, and they're going to be learning all this wisdom from the internet that makes them dicks. Who cares about what happens tomorrow, and who cares about other people? That's what criminals think like. They're going to be in front of a judge. And they're just going to use internet wisdom as their defense, right? The judge is like, why did you rob the bank? And he's like, well, you're supposed to do something every day that scares you. Do you have any remorse for your actions? We only regret the things in life that you don't do, Your Honor. I can't release you back into society. Well, if society can't handle me at my worst, they don't deserve me at my best, Your Honor.
Mr. John Bueller right there.
John, it almost sounded like Nate Bargatze for a minute. I said, but that's funny. God, there's a lot of comedians I've never heard of, and they're really funny. And in fact, I hate it because I used to have them on my phone, my Sirius XM thing, but then they started jacking up. They charged them $50 extra a month for the funny parts of it or something. I don't know. God, I mean, everything, I don't know. I don't even care anymore. It doesn't matter. It'll all be over soon. Monica Lewinsky's back in the news, and even though she's a screaming liberal, I once again am impressed with this young lady who's now, I think, 51 years old or something, and talking about the Bill Clinton affair and an update. And again, she was on the podcast, Call Me an Old Man, or what the hell is it? Call Me Daddy. Anyways, coming up almost 5 o'clock, and Holy Crap at Sports and tweets, and we got it all here with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Look out, 106.3. Here we go.
And W292 EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
He still has the president's blessing. Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump defending Elon Musk's government efficiency cuts, which keep prompting lawsuits and criticism from Democrats in Congress.
I got elected based on taxes and based on many things in the border, but also based on balancing budgets and getting our country back into shape. And this is a big part of it.
This during the first cabinet meeting today. Musk telling cabinet members he believes $1 trillion in federal spending can be saved, but that it requires saving $4 billion a day, every day, through the end of September.
Musk says his DOGE team must work fast and concedes mistakes have been made.
One of the things we accidentally canceled very briefly was Ebola prevention. I think we all want Ebola prevention. So we restored the Ebola prevention immediately.
The Trump administration is also preparing to drastically reduce the federal workforce, directing agency chiefs to develop reorganization plans by the middle of next month.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. During that cabinet meeting, Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. telling reporters that measles outbreaks aren't unusual in the U.S. and that officials are monitoring an outbreak in Texas where one child has died.
Now, this confirmed measles death is the first in the U.S. in a decade, according to the Texas Health Department. The school-aged child who was not vaccinated was hospitalized in Lubbock last week and tested positive for measles. This latest outbreak centered around West Texas is growing, with at least 124 cases identified since late January. The spread has jumped to neighboring New Mexico. And separately, Georgia announced 2 additional cases today. Since the 20th, measles cases have been reported in Alaska, California, New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins has a plan to help lower egg prices.
The avian flu has been catastrophic for our poultry, our egg farmers.
So part of the plan is to boost supply by importing more eggs. America's listening to Fox News.
When you hear the term living better, what do you think about? More money? A bigger house? Maybe a yacht? What about how you feel physically? How you wake up each day? How you sleep? What activities you can and cannot do? When you feel good, life is good. So if pain is affecting your life, see how Relief Factor can help. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it doesn't just mask pain temporarily. It helps reduce or even eliminate pain. In fact, the longer you take it, the more effective it is. So give their 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day. And it just takes a phone call, 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Wherever you're hurting, in 3 weeks or even days, Relief Factor can give you a chance to rediscover the true meaning of living better again. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4-RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of leg, ready on your dog target. Road guards out. Stand by. Look out, it's only me. It's only the Giver with Pete Davis and Flounder. It's 5:03. It's a beautiful sunny afternoon. It's a freaking 70 or something. It's unbelievable. In fact, I'll check right now just for kicks. Look up on my actual weather. 72 degrees. Sunny conditions will continue for the rest of the day. Wind gusts 9 miles an hour. Holy cow. Tomorrow's high, 62, Friday 63, Saturday 65. Here we go. Anyway, here we go. Enjoy the weather. Get out if you can. And I'm taking more walks now, trying to go on my stuff. And of course, I pulled my neck muscle trying to do weight things. It's unbelievable. It's my own stupid fault. Why the hell am I trying to get? Well, I'm going to play golf with my grandson Brady next month, and I want to get and make sure I'm in good shape, and I want to start hitting balls again and getting ready for that. So I want to be as active as I can. You should never stop. Hell, I used to run marathons. I used to run 26 miles. I ought to be able to get in shape again.
Marathons?
Well, back when I was training with... Oh, sorry. I didn't say it. I did not say his name. I was going to say his name, and now I'm not going to say it. No. Yeah, put down one letter. Yeah. 505... I got nothing. I do these memories. Thank God. It's all I got. Anyway, memories. Kemper Pete and Flounder. I know. Oh, by the way, the Monica Lewinsky thing, I didn't really finish what I was talking about. She was on the podcast, Call Me Daddy, or whatever it is, with this Alex chick. And Alex asked Monica Lewinsky, what do you think should have happened to Bill Clinton back during the time? She said, gee, no one's ever asked me that before. She said, I think the right way to handle a situation like that would have been to probably say it was nobody's business and just resign. Monica Lewinsky, the intern in West Wing, 1995 and 97, said Clinton should have been truthful about their sexual relationship as a solution to finish out the second term amid the scandal, or find a way to stay in office. It wasn't lying and not throwing a young person who was just starting out in the world under the bus. Monica Lewinsky's 51 now. She felt she was being too lenient with the former president. She said, at the same time, I hear myself saying, oh, my God, we're talking about the most powerful office in the world. Ken Starr, of course, was investigating Clinton about the incident with Pamela Jones. Was that her first name, Pamela? That's not right. Paula Jones. Says Pamela here, you idiots. Paula Jones, that he propositioned her and exposed himself, and then it turned out that Monica Lewinsky's name came up with more testimony, and so anyway, that's where it all started. Lewinsky said she lost her future because of the scandal, but held on to herself, and several people did reach out to her and offered apologies for not standing up for her. In fact, I remember the first time I read an article, I think it was in Vanity Fair, when she said, where the hell were the women? Where were the women? Where was the women's movement? If it was Bill Clinton, everything he did was okay.
It's the same place they are now. If it's a Republican woman or someone that hurts their cause, they don't exist.
Yeah, I don't get it. Where are the women standing up for being women, as opposed to saying that men can have babies? And now in Wisconsin, a mother now is an insemination bucket or whatever the hell they're calling her. A sperm catcher. I mean, Jesus, give me a break.
They're not a human anymore. They're just a receptacle.
I mean, how is this possible? And there should be women going nuts every day, everywhere with signs and saying, "Now stop doing this to my country."
You're shocked at women turning on other women.
I know. I'm sorry. I should have known.
I mean, guys do it, but on a much lower level than women do.
We're not even close. No, they're way better than we.
The tiniest little infraction is a grudge held for
forever.
Decades.
Forever. They got this little computer thing in the back there somewhere. So, you're not getting away with that one again. Yeah. I remember that really well. Yeah. Sucker. Yeah. See that here. By the way, a couple quick update things. In Pennsylvania, we talk about the Doge stuff. We'll talk more about the Doge stuff here in a second. And they're complaining, of course, about all the cuts, and they say that the Democrats want Congress to take care of the issues of cutting the departments and have Congress investigate what needs to be done and make sure Congress investigates whether there are sensitive areas and so on. So they want Congress to investigate. And our first reaction was, that'll take several years, and that's why it was never going to get done. Plus, it'll never be accomplished being for the outcome you need. And here's an example of that. Quote, a headline on Fox News app right now. Top blue state Republican launches comprehensive Doge effort with a twist. A top Republican in the Pennsylvania legislature drafting plans for a Department of Government Efficiency modeled after Trump's Doge, but one major difference. He's a Republican trying to get along with Democrats. He says he wants a Doge being a legislative branch project, not one of the executive, which of course would be run by the Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro. Of course, Trump and Musk are working with the executive branch to get away from the Congress. And this guy says, well, we always have to defer to the executive branch for these things, so it'd be better if we just do it with our legislature. That's the point. That's what we don't want. That's exactly what we don't want. But again, it's a local Republican in Pennsylvania trying to get along with the Democrats because that's all they got. Yeah, it's just crazy. By the way, the Trump administration, and once again, this egg price business is all Biden's fault. He had all the chicken farmers slaughter all the chicken because of the bird flu disease thing.
The healthy ones.
The healthy ones, all of them. Well, Donald Trump now is going to have to be importing, latest update here, scrambling for a solution, bringing in immediate release cost money, importing eggs in the short term. Several countries around the world can get us eggs right away. Let's see, deregulation, so we have been repopulating by the end of the day. The average price of a dozen eggs hit $5, up from $2.50 a year ago. Jeez. Let's see where they're trying to get them. I see where they mentioned the thing here somewhere. Well, I guess anyway, they're going to get. I think I heard numbers something like 100 million eggs coming in or something. Flounder, you got a little something?
Yeah, we got Michelle on the horn. She wanted to talk about the mom discussion we were talking about earlier.
Excellent, Michelle. Welcome aboard. Happy Wednesday, Hump Day. How's it going? What's up?
It's great. How are you?
We're doing great. What's happening? What do you think?
Awesome. Well, I have a question. So what are the moms who aren't able to have children but adopt children? What are they supposed to be called?
You know, again, isn't this, Michelle, I don't even know where to start. Again, it's just, I'm an old fart, okay? I'm a baby boomer, so everything I say, it doesn't mean anything to anybody, but I can't even imagine that anyone in their right mind would ever try to denigrate mothers. I mean, of all the things in the world, I mean, is it not, you know, the old cartoons used to be, even the old sailor or the grumpy old guy with a beard and never shaved had a tattoo of mother on his arm, you know? I mean, mother was mother. Mother was oh my God, if you can't love and salute your mother, Mother's Day. I mean, I can't believe any of this stuff. I don't know.
It's all Democrats and liberals pushing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Michelle, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's absurd. I mean, I adopted my son, and he calls me mom, and, you know, I'm grateful for that.
You're his mom. Of course, you're his mom.
Yes,
I mean, oh my God.
It just kind of hit me. I heard y'all talking about it yesterday, and it's kind of been festering a little bit.
It
so
should.
I would throw it out there.
Well, I mean, you're again. I mean, Mike, it's just so offensive. It's so offensive to women, especially women who, for one reason or another, do not have children of their own birth, but are still mothers. They're still women who are contributing to the life on this planet. It's the women who are doing it, whether they give birth or not. If they're taking care of children, it's the women. It's always the women. How could anybody, even for a second, try to pretend they're just an insemination receptacle or something? I mean, my God. Anyway, I don't know. Michelle, well, you're a sweet mom as far as we're concerned, and a Kimmer babe all the way. And thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Y'all take care.
We will. Thank you so much. Again, I mean, how offensive is that? All this stuff is just again, the Democrats. We're doing Hold Grab Sports second. One last thing, in case you missed it earlier, these Democrats. Have you heard the sound bites again the last couple of days? The Democrats only complain about kicking out illegal aliens from this country. Is that who's going to pick your crops? Who's going to be when you sit at the dinner table? I saw these senators and congressmen women saying, who's going to, you got those food from those people. They picked your crops. They built your houses. And then again, on the morning show, even the smart one was saying, no, they do. Those people, the last 20 million people who came in here, they're not picking your crops. They're not building your houses. They're living in sanctuary cities off your tax money, you idiots, and committing crimes and taking over apartment complexes. They're not picking your crops. They're not, they're not taking care of your kids when you get them, but you're not, because you send them over to private school and then you forget their names and you need a babysitter. Those aren't those people. Oh man, you dirty freaking phonies. Again, that's their defense. And it's meaningless and offensive in every way. If you're a citizen who came here to be an American and they're saying all you're worth is to pick the freaking potatoes, That's what they think of you.
Well, you don't pick potatoes.
Well, I think aren't they grown in the ground? Potatoes are grown in the ground.
You don't pick them.
Well, you have to dig them.
Potato.
Well, you have to dig them. Well,
machines do that now. By the way.
Oh well, well, just take me now. Take me now. 514. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder.
I've pulled potatoes, so I know how it's pulled.
Well, there you go, Mississippi boy for summertime. Right. 514. Sports is coming up. Look out. The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's the Kimmer. How's it going? Here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Guess who among Democrats is polling number one to be their next candidate for President of the United States? Kamala Harris. Boy, the Democrats and the Democrat voters have really learned their lesson this time, haven't they?
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
For half a century, glyphosate has affordably and effectively protected Georgia farmers' crops from invasive weeds. Without it, the impact would be felt beyond the fields, hitting Americans where it hurts, our wallets. That's why the Modern Ag Alliance advocates for farmers' continued access to essential crop protection tools so food prices don't rise even more. Get the facts at controlweedsnotfarming.com. Paid for by the Modern Ag Alliance in support of Georgia farmers.
Attention warriors, are you a veteran ready to navigate to success after service? Tune in to the Warrior Alliance Network. Join us as we spotlight inspiring stories, provide essential resources, and connect you with a community dedicated to empowering veterans. From career advice to health and wellness tips, the Warrior Alliance Network is your go-to hub for post-service success. Tune in Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Extra 106.3. Join us on the mission, the Warrior Alliance Network, where warriors thrive together. Visit us at thewarrioralliance.org for more information.
Are you tired of dealing with drafty, inefficient windows? Do you have certain rooms in the house that you can't keep cool in the summer or warm in the winter? Hi, I'm Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage Entry Doors and Windows. It's time to upgrade these old windows. Replace them with double-pane, beautiful, energy-efficient windows. Your new windows will help you regulate a perfect temperature throughout your house. Start saving big money on your energy bills and improve the curb appeal of your home. Give us a call today at 770-517-7078.
Look out, so hold on a second. I'm just reading here that the first kidney transplant live on television was on the Today Show on this day in 1975. Good grief. And now, sponsored by RBM of Atlanta, Holy Crap in Sports with Pete Davis.
Braves hosting the Pirates this afternoon. A.J. Smith-Shawver started for Atlanta, went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, and 3 strikeouts. Very strong outing.
Good. Yeah.
Matt Olson, his first homer of the spring as they beat the Bucks 9-4 in windy Northport.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's it. Okay.
Jed Kelnick had a triple. Braves scored 4 in the bottom of the 8th to put the game away. Daysbel Hernandez, the win in relief. Jurickson Profar made his debut as the leadoff hitter by getting a double on the first pitch he saw, then scored on Olson's long ball. Jurickson also walked. Wouldn't mind seeing him lead off all season and have Ronald Acuna Jr. bat third, but that's not going to happen. But that's what I would do, but not listen to me. Bryce Harper is now like those guys who get the name of their girlfriend tattooed on their body. Hopefully that you never break up after that.
Well,
he just got the Philly Fanatic mascot inked on his arm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not even green. It just looked like the outline of the thing.
It's
got to be green. No. Starter Max Scherzer is not a fan of the new automatic balls and strikes machine. He lost 2 challenges, not 1, 2 challenges in his first game on the mound as a Blue Jay. Meanwhile, in Arizona, when a Padres pitcher questioned a ball call and asked for the ABS review, the home plate umpire Mike Malinsky announced the verdict. He made players and fans laugh when he said, "The call is surprisingly correct."
Now, by the way, can't they just, you mentioned the other day that the players were taking a lot, the batting average would go down. Well, the batting average would go up. More players would be on base because they know that the machine doesn't work and there'd be a lot of balls they wouldn't swing as much. Can't they just adjust the damn thing? I mean, how could it ever be wrong? How could the machine ever be wrong?
It's not wrong. It's the problem is if it starts doing those high strikes at 100 miles an hour, the players can't hit those. They'll just pop them up.
That's a high inside 103 miles an hour. There's no way. In fact, I saw it popped up on my phone, showed video of one of the famous guy from the Yankees, left-handed black guy, at 104 mile an hour fastball, and the batter just stood there going, "You've got to be kidding me!" No chance.
Yeah, with it moving.
Yeah.
No, those two Braves pitchers that think offense will go down if they use it.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Between the years 2028 and 2046, the Dodgers will owe over $1 billion in deferred payment to just 8 players.
Oh, my! Where are they going to come up with the money?
But the idiot commissioner, this is fine. This is all good. All is well.
$1 billion.
All is wonderful.
And this is
$1 billion.
10 years from now, or whatever it was.
Well, 3 years until 2046, over $1 billion, just to 8 players.
Holy cow.
Add Falcons head coach Raheem Morris to the list of those wanting to ban the Eagles' tush push.
Yeah, okay. What do you think? And what do you think?
I could care either way. I heard someone say yesterday, said this isn't how the game should be played. When it first started out, it was basically rugby. You just push the pile down the road.
It's a scrum.
They got away from that because it was boring.
Yeah, well, that's what the forward pass is what changed everything. But again, the whole game of football is all different. Now, linemen can use their hands to push block. I mean, again, you had to use your forearms. You could not leave your hands from your chest as a lineman. You had to go with your elbows trying to push a guy around with your forearms. Pushing a guy with your hand? I mean, anyway.
I just know it's 2025, and I wish somebody would please call Iowa and tell them that the forward pass is legal.
Those big beef eaters, like corn country.
Corn-fed. Let's see. The Falcons are off the naughty list when it comes to their facilities, it seems.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Last year, the Players Association ranked the Falcons 25th out of 32 NFL teams in their annual report card.
Yeah.
Players were not happy with a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
It's based on player responses, scores of the facilities, the staff, the ownership, and other sundry stuff. Raheem Morris and owner Arthur Blank each got an A-plus rating by the players this year.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? You got to hand it. I criticize Arthur Blank, but they were 25th last year, and he said, no, that's not going to stand, and he changed it this year.
In fact, I was reading part of it, but this is stuff like weight room things and locker room space and
how
having
you treat
food.
the players, the
in
food.
fact, the worst one was, that they took away their cafeteria stuff and didn't feed them the right thing. No nutritionist anymore. And the players are saying, "No, wait a minute." They have to do better. And
they changed.
So that's good. Good
that.
for him on that, at least.
Let's see. Jets owner Woody Johnson, the only one of the owners in the NFL to get an F grade from the players.
Yeah, that was the guy I was thinking of.
The Dolphins and Vikings organizations got the highest grades, while the Steelers, Jets, Browns, Patriots, and Cardinals round out the bottom 5.
Wow.
The Steelers and of course, the Steelers have that horrible field up there. They have a horrible field up there. They let high school teams play. It's sand, basically. It's just a nasty field. So maybe that's part of the problem there. And the Patriots, it's kind of weird to see the Patriots.
That's very strange. After all those championships and everything, you'd think they'd be the class of the whole NFL.
Now, they do say they have the best massages there.
Well, there you go. Well, they got the owners, a big fan.
Fan favorite Laura Rutledge has signed a multi-year contract extension with ESPN. She'll continue to host SEC Nation on Saturday mornings, as well as NFL Live, along with their sideline reporting. She's one of the jewels of ESPN.
Yeah, I watch her. I see her every weekend. Yeah, NFL
very
stuff.
Good at what she does.
Yeah,
and you could see years ago when she was on with Feinbaum as kind of like a guest, every once in a while, she's going to be a star. You could just tell.
Yeah, she's great at what she does. Yeah.
The Saints say they're sticking with Derek Carr as their starting quarterback next season, and the 49ers say they will sign Brock Purdy to a long-term deal, which is probably a mistake.
Well, he looked so good, though. It came out of nowhere and then had a great few things, and then I don't know what happened.
He's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
He's Kirk Cousins, and he'll sit there and he'll win more games than he'll lose, and he'll get in the playoffs, and he will never pull him back to a Super Bowl victory. Well, even though he came close, I'll give that. Purdy came closer than Kirk Cousins did. Yeah. Georgia fans got a rare chance to rush the court as they upset number 3 Florida 88-83 in Athens last night, but they were asked to wait 90 seconds by Kirby Smart and the AD, and they did it. That way they could avoid the fine, because I think the other players and coaches could get off and blah, blah, blah before they ran out there. It's pretty smart.
That is smart.
To do that. The Bulldogs are now 17-11 overall, but just 5-10 in the SEC, which is probably the toughest conference in the history of college basketball this year.
I'll bet.
It's amazing how good it all is. The Bulldogs improved their chances of making the NCAA tournament, but they're likely going to have to win their remaining 3 games of at least the regular season to see if that happens. It's still kind of a long shot right now, just because the SEC is just so damn good this year.
In fact, I watched a little bit the other day or over the weekend, and what impressed me with a couple things was speed. They've got some guys, some of these college players in these teams are so freaking fat, and their defense is just swarming.
It's coaches.
Yeah.
The SEC has the SEC lost a lot of their heritage coaches and the big names and stuff like that, and the SEC have hired a bunch of young guys or middle gauge guys, and they're all very good at what they're doing.
Yeah, you can see it.
We'll see. 4 University of New Orleans players who have been suspended since late January under investigation for possible NCAA violations reported to sports gambling.
Oh, God. Point shaving.
Told you. Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, absolutely.
The team, they've lost all 8 games they played since the benching of the other ones. Fresno State has also benched 2 of their top scorers, now under investigation as well. At 5-23, Fresno has already broken their school's single-season record for losses. Nothing fishy here.
Good God.
I'm telling you, it's coming. It's already here. It's every day. It's going to be something every day now. The Hawks visit Miami tonight. And last night in L.A., Luka Doncic faced his former team for the first time since the controversial trade. His Lakers beat the Mavericks 107-99. Luka, 19 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists.
Wow.
The GM of the Mavs who traded him was spotted on the sideline just glowering at him.
I'll bet he was triple doubles or what. My God.
But here's the new report in The Athletic. Says the trade came about by the Mavs worried that the 25-year-old Doncic was more interested in beer and hookahs than staying in shape.
He is frankly, I think your impression, you would know more than I do about him. To me, the impression I have is just like a big kind of a goofy kid, and he's having fun out there, and he gets away with it because he's not really a bully, but he's kind of, he's a different kind of guy, but he doesn't seem like a bad character, but I think you think he's sort of a jerk, I think, don't you?
No, I think at some point, the light's going to go off, hopefully, and he'll realize how great he could be if he stayed in shape.
Spectacular. And again, he's running on the court. He just throws it up and it goes in. I mean, it's like he does stuff, and then decides to run fast and he throws. I mean, he's very impressive to me. And he looks like he's had this kind of a just screwing around attitude, and he gets away with it. So, but again, I don't know any inside stuff on him. But he sure can play basketball.
Yeah, and he's doing very well, LeBron.
Yes, he is.
He's kind of
surprisingly. I thought that
there
might be a surprise. And
in fact, LeBron said that Luka is a great quarterback and I'm a great receiver, so he's kind of knows his role now.
Cool.
So,
yeah. Good for that.
Today in sports history, February 26th, in 1935, the Yankees released 39-year-old Babe Ruth, who went and signed a $20,000 contract with the Boston Braves. 1967, 9th Daytona 500. Who won it? The only driver born outside the United States to ever win the great American race, the Daytona 500.
Richard Paul. No.
Emerson Fittipaldi?
I don't know.
Did you say Richard Paul?
I might have said that. I was going to say it's the guy with a funny hat with a feather in it. I brought the old timer there.
Richard Petty.
Richard Petty.
You just called Richard Petty a foreigner.
Well, he was born in the northern part
North
of
Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah. So what does that makes him a foreigner?
I don't know.
What was he?
Pirelli Jones, maybe, or some of those Italian names?
Not Pirelli. That's a tire. Parnelli Jones.
Parnelli,
no, it wasn't Parnelli Jones. He's famous. You've heard of this guy. He's Italian. He's Italian.
Altibrachelli, or whatever his name is.
Altibrachelli, absolutely right. Frankie Altibrachelli, in between hits with Sinatra.
He's got gray hair, so he has a
Mario Andretti.
Yeah, man, Andretti. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh my God!
Well, I've tried. I know a silver-haired guy and with funny car.
You, sir, cannot eat any ravioli for a month after assaulting all those Italian names. All I'm saying. 1989, Jerry Jones of the Cowboys fired coach
Jimmy Johnson.
Nope.
Don Shula. No, Jimmy. I fired.
Don Shula?
No, the guy with the hat and wore the suit jacket.
Frankie Albertighetti. Richard Petty with the feather in his hat.
Tom Landry.
Tom Blandry.
Tom Landry.
Tom Landry.
Yeah.
Tom Landry. He had a high school named after him in King of the Hill.
Yeah, that's right.
29 years.
Wow,
29 years Landry was leading the Cowboys from their inception.
And was it they thought he was just too old-fashioned? Hadn't been kind of modern-day teaching kind of deal thing? Or?
The game had kind of passed him by a little bit at that point. Yeah, he was stuck in his ways. And, of course, that's what the problem is with Jerry now. He's stuck in his ways, and the game has passed him by. The game was never with him. He hired Jimmy Johnson, and that was not. I'm called your disease here.
I'm
getting
sorry.
the wrong name.
It's my fault entirely.
Because they haven't been worth a crap since Jimmy Johnson left. Well, no. The guy, Barry Switzer, took over Jimmy's team
a couple years.
and won a Super Bowl
he did. Yes,
that team.
Yep.
We all kind of forget about Barry Switzer doing that, but it was with somebody else's team. But he won it. I mean, not every coach could have done that, and he did.
Good point.
So there's sports.
Well, just 1 second. We have one more thing here. I have one sports birthday. And I did not look up when I get sports history things. It's not because I look up a sports history website. Right. It's just they come up on my history thing. So I didn't have any that showed up that were important enough to do. But I would have thought that the Babe Ruth thing would have popped up on mine. Anyway, our birthday list includes Jenny Thompson. Jenny Thompson is 52. Jenny Thompson is a swimmer who has won the Olympic gold medal. Attractive woman, 52.
For who?
Jenny Thompson. For America, I think.
All right. Not a foreigner?
America. America. Let's see, 529, Kimmer Pete. Coming up, we have a game, and we also have more Pete's tweets, and we have more Flounders funnies, and we have actual newsy type stories.
We did the game.
Oh, we did the game?
We didn't do tweets. We did the game. We did not do tweets.
Oh, my God, that's right. I totally forgot. Because I'm just having so much fun. It's all kind of a fun game to me, 3 to 6. And don't forget, our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by Lee Brandt Jewelers. Luxury jewelry and watches affordable. They have a store in Sandy Springs, silly. Or go to LeeBrandt.com, and everybody will be happy.
You got $1.8 million on you?
Why not? Here, what do you got?
A nudist resort is up for sale here in Georgia.
We're done. Adios. 5:30. Herp and herp.
The first 100 days of President Trump's second term will move fast. And with changes coming down every day, count on Atlanta's conservative voice to bring you the latest updates without the mainstream spin. The Morning Extra, Glenn Beck, Clay and Buck, and The Kimmer Show. Our huge lineup has you covered from your drive in to your drive home. Proud to be the conservative voice of Atlanta. Extra 106.3 FM and streaming across Georgia on the Extra app.
Shooting drills. A coach who knows the game can teach their team how to improve. But one who genuinely cares about each player.
You have what it takes. We got this.
Can inspire them to win. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Because when you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Start feeling unstoppable. Visit truist.com/care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Atlanta? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Atlanta for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text FLIP to 64,000. Atlanta is the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop this week right here in Atlanta and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text FLIP to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text FLIP to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text FLIP to 64,000.
Hey, it's Tug. When it comes to your home, Southern Exteriors has you covered. Roofing, siding, gutters, windows. If it's on the outside, they do it all. For over 20 years, they've been the go-to for homeowners across the South. And right now, you can get 0% financing for 12 months or 10% off any job. Don't wait. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co today. Southern Exteriors, where the outside matters most.
It's February 26th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is National Carpe Diem Day. It means seize the day and celebrate living in the present by doing something out of the ordinary and fulfill a dream on your bucket list. On this day in 2012, Trayvon Martin, an African-American teenager walking home from a convenience store, is shot dead by neighborhood watchman George Zimmerman in Sanford, Florida. Zimmerman was charged with murder, later acquitted, but the term Black Lives Matter was then used for the first time by organizer Alicia Garza in a Facebook post on July 13th, 2013. Also on this day in 1993, a terrorist bomb explodes in the parking garage of the World Trade Center in New York City. 6 people were killed and more than 1,000 were injured. Authorities evacuated 50,000 people from the buildings. Born on this day in 1932, the man in black, Johnny Cash. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
Oh, can I tell my Nancy Sinatra story? Well, probably not. It was only a few days ago.
You just did a few days ago.
Well, all right, so never mind. God.
Well, no.
You keep saying you got something for me.
She was so tiny that never mind.
Oh.
Something
No.
you call love.
I didn't say it.
But confess.
I was going to talk about her, but I didn't.
You've been a messin'.
Jim Neighbors.
Where you shouldn't have been a messin'.
Girlfriend, shut up.
And now someone else is getting
all of your best. Nancy Sinatra, 1966.
These boots are made for walking.
Da-da-da-da.
And that's just what they'll do.
Went to number 1, baby.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Nancy Sinatra, number 1, Boots Are Made for Walking, written by Lee Hazelwood, inspired by a line spoken by Frank Sinatra in a comedy Western movie called 4 for Texas in 1963. And Frank Sinatra's line was, "They tell me them boots ain't built for walking." I did not know that. I don't remember that, but there you are. Nancy Sinatra, old friend of the camera. Yes, seriously. And by the way, she's a terrible actress. When she was on The Sopranos, she was in one of the gambling scenes. She's horrible. And I'm telling you, she had nothing to offer when I was with her for the afternoon. I mean, she really just was not. I'm sorry.
Let me just say right now that the opinions expressed by Kimmer about the Italian goddess Frank Sinatra's daughter.
Well, I'm sorry.
Do not necessarily reflect those of the rest of us here who wish to keep our legs.
Is he still having people killed? And by the way, it was Frank Sinatra's bodyguard, Jilly, that roughed me up in Chicago on the pier that time, too.
Did.
So anyway, 535, sorry, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Our birthday list includes, it's either Greg German or Greg German, the guy with the 2 N's on the end. Greg German is 67, the guy from Ally McBeal. And he was also in Clear and Present Danger, which we just mentioned the other day. He was the geek who came up with the password when the guy was looking for it. Greg German, or German, is 67, the Ally McBeal guy. And on this day in history, my Mr. Phone, I got to get up on the thing here with Mr. Phone. And on this day in history, and again, sorry, it's one more Vietnam thing, 1968, that was quite a year, sorry, it'll almost be over. Allied troops on this day in 1968 recaptured the imperial capital of Hue from the North Vietnamese. They discovered communist troops had held the city for 25 days, had massacred about 3,000 civilians whom they had said were sympathizers with Saigon. The communists actually, according to one estimate, probably killed as many as 6,000 just in the city of Hue. Supported by North Vietnamese troops, Viet Cong, the first 4 major offensive, Hue, Dalat, Kon Tum, and Quang Tri in the north. All capitals were overrun, and the result in heavy casualties. And again, this was sort of the beginning of the end. The Tet Offensive lasted for a while, but the major part of it kind of started to trickle down when we retook Hue from the North Vietnamese. 404-741-1230. Come on, Pete and Flounder. How you doing? Now, here we go. A couple things here. In case you just joined us, an actress that you may know, I didn't know the name. I remember seeing her, and I didn't know much about her. Michelle Trachtenberg has passed away at 39 years old. She was a former Gossip Girl star. Also, she was Harriet the Spy. And I remember seeing the picture of her with Buffy the Vampire Slayer as her cohort back when she was much younger. Michelle Trachtenberg started acting at the age of 9 with Nickelodeon things, and was on Gossip Girl and Buffy Vampire's Girl protagonist. And she had her liver removed, or what do you call it, transplanted. And whether or not that had anything to do with it, she woke up, her mother found her dead. She was 39 years old. Her mom found her dead in Central Park this morning when she woke up. 5:38, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Jeff, what, sorry?
She was in her hotel. She wasn't in Central Park.
No, she was in she was in her mother in their 51-story luxury apartment complex in Manhattan, Central Park South. Anyway, just for the record, I kind of abbreviated there.
Like she's on a bench somewhere.
No, I found her on the street under a car.
Some ducks were on top of her.
Yeah, some homeless guy was picking her pocket, Hey, lady. Hey, what are you just going to lie there?
That's my bench.
That's just cold. That's just very cruel. Jeff Bezos has done it again. He's going nuts with the Washington Post to the opinion page now. Jeff Bezos, good for him. He now says he owns the Washington Post, and they're going to focus only on support for personal liberties and free markets on the opinion page from now on. He said he's ditching the traditional broad-based opinion section, which tried to cover everybody's view. No more. In fact, the opinion editor, David Shipley, said, I'm not going along with this. And he said, fine, you're out. So you need a new guy to take care of it. Jeff Bezos says of the Washington Post, and boy, this would be a change. We are going to be writing every day in support and defense of two pillars: personal liberties and free markets. We'll cover other viewpoints, but viewpoints opposing those pillars will be left to be published by others. Wow.
Well, that set his commie coworkers just.
Oh, they're going nuts. They're quitting. People are canceling their subscriptions. But Elon Musk is saying, "Good for you, man. Bravo, Jeff Bezos. I'm proud. I'm an American. I'm for America, with America. Proud to be so." Bezos added, "Our country did not get here by being typical. As part of the American success has been freedom in the economic realm and everywhere else. Freedom is ethical. It minimizes coercion and practical. It drives creativity, invention, and prosperity."
Yep.
Freedom. A big part of America's success. Freedom. Two pillars: personal liberties and free markets. Jeff Bezos. Holy cow. I mean, they're coming around again. This is nothing but a great sign. There's no other way to look at what's going on here now.
It's scary how Europe has gone full Orwellian, anti-free speech, full censorship, and we're going for free speech.
And the good sign is when Vice President J.D. Vance goes over to Europe and confronts him in Germany and says, hey, you people got to get your crap together. And the people are reacting to him, saying we need, there's more undercurrents. We talked to Jeff from Canada, who's saying the same thing. People in Canada are saying, now, wait a minute, we want more of the J.D. Vance people. We want him up here. We'd like to be your 51st state, or at least the stuff you believe in. And it's all the same thing in Europe, too.
The scary thing about the German election that just went through, the conservatives just basically lied to everybody. Said they were going to stop the unfettered immigration.
Update. Tell us what happened
Within 24 hours, the guy who said that, the leader of the Conservative Party, said, we're going to align with the socialists. We're not going to align with ADF, which they claim is far right. They just want to protect Germany. And not only are we going to side with the socialists, but we're opening up the borders again. And they flew in some more Afghanis yesterday, about 200 of them on a plane. After he specifically said 48 hours before they weren't going to do that anymore. They were going to, and he says, we're not only going to keep doing it, we're not even going to talk about stopping it. They completely just flat out lied. And they'll wonder what happens in the next election if they all get tossed out very shortly. And East Germany, the former East Germany, all voted for ADF, while West Germany, decadent, all voted to keep the crazy immigration stuff going, which shows that they've never unified. There's two Germanys, and still is. And the East Germans believe, they remember communism, and they don't want to replace communism with another crazy Sharia law type thing.
Yeah. Well, how do they think they could get away with suddenly saying, oh, we won, but now we're going back to what we said? I mean, that's never going to work.
Because almost every liberal white woman in West Germany voted for either the socialists or a little bit conservative, mostly voted for basically a replacement communist party.
Aren't they the ones who were getting raped by all the illegal immigrants and invaders who thought that it was fun to rape German women on New Year's Eve?
Yes,
Wasn't there a whole scandal for years where they're saying, oh, my God, they think it's okay to just take the women and have sex with them?
They know better than the rest of us. They know better than them German men. How dare they? I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to keep listening to these foreigners we bring in here who keep raping and pillaging us. I mean, it's stupid. It's totally against survival skills is what it is. Europe is killing itself. Ireland's doing the same thing right now. They're bringing in people by the thousands that are overtaking all their villages.
Haven't they? How could you not learn the lesson?
And meanwhile, the Labour government in Britain just had the Manchester police detective show up at a 66-year-old grandmother's house because she dared to call on Facebook for 2 Labour politicians to resign office because they've both been caught in scandals. And she said, well, they should resign. And the Manchester police showed up at her door to have her explain her comments.
Yeah. Okay, by the way, how would you like that in America?
This is what happens in America. Bam!
The cops show up to investigate you for something you posted on Facebook. Or
calling
X
for a politician to step down.
Reacting to a political issue.
No policeman, a real policeman, will ever do that in America.
I can't imagine. Unless they're tricked into thinking they're investigating something else.
Well, like, Chicago, Boston, New York, San Francisco, they'll do it.
Yeah,
but they're not real cops now, are they?
They're going to say they're investigating a subversion or white supremacy or something. I mean, oh my God. But people are not. Well, here, in fact, here's a quick little update for you. In fact, let's do Pete's tweets when we come back and do the tweet about that fat guy from CNN. I'll put that in the tweet.
I already erased that one.
You can remember that because if you didn't, I do, and we'll talk about it here in a second because that's an important newsy type tweet. But also, here's a new update about people fighting back in New York City. A McDonald's in Flatbush. God, that's the Dodgers. A McDonald's in Flatbush, Brooklyn, is now guarded by a security guard who checks the IDs of young people who want to go into the McDonald's. The front door of McDonald's in Flatbush, Brooklyn says no one under the age of 20 is allowed in this restaurant without a parent and proper identification. You know why? Because there's too much crime. All they do is fight. He said, you see this peaceful McDonald's? You see how there's no kids? That's why there's no turmoil. They're nothing but fun. The kids come in, they do nothing but fight. They've taken over. The gangs have taken over. The immigrants have taken over. He says, we're not doing this anymore. They've had to have a guard at McDonald's, the Happy Meal place. God. Anyway, 5:45. We'll do tweets coming up, and Flounder's funny, and we got all the newsy stuff here. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, how's it going? Beautiful hump day here for you on 106.3. Look out.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. Hey, it's Tug, and here's what you missed from the Talkmaster.
Catherine Mayer seems to think that looting is okay, though it might be counterproductive. We're talking 2020 after the death of that career criminal and thug George Floyd. There was mass looting of shoe stores, jewelry stores, whatever in Los Angeles. And Catherine Mayer weighed in on it. Here's what she had to say. I mean, sure, looting is counterproductive, but it's hard to be mad about protests not prioritizing the private property of a system of oppression founded on treating people's ancestors as private property. So there you go. That's what looting is to the CEO of National Public Radio.
Catch Neil's commentary every day on Extra 106.3 or listen anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Kevin McAlpin here alongside Evan Ward, host of North Georgia's Retirement Game Plan, heard right here on Extra 106.3. And Evan, many Americans think having a well-funded 401k means they will have a comfortable retirement. But the question I have is that really all we need?
Kevin, that's a great question. The way the analogy I use is it's like having a really, really good play in your game, but a good play isn't a game plan. That'll work once. It's limited. What we want is a plan, a game plan throughout the entire course of your retirement that we know is set you up for success. 401ks are a great savings tool, but they're not a plan. They're a play. And so what we do is we put together an income plan as well as an investment plan to make sure that you are taking the stress out of your retirement. You've worked too long, too hard. You've made all the right decisions, sacrificed to get to this point. You've got it down to the 1 yard line. Now you need a game plan to finish it off, and that's what we provide.
And let's be honest, we stress for 30, 40 years in the workforce. That's the last thing you want to have to deal with when you get to retirement, right?
Of course, the whole point, our philosophy is let's take the stress out of retirement so that you know this new phase of your life is going to be the thing you've been working so long to enjoy.
That's the last thing you want when it comes to your retirement is stress. If it sounds like you, pick up the phone, call Evan and the team at Atlas Retirement today for a complimentary 401k x-ray. That number is 678-736-7799. 678-736-7799. Or get more details anytime online. It's atlasretirement.net. That's atlasretirement.net. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
Georgia Tech men's basketball tickets are on sale now for the final 2 home games this season. Diving down the right side, pump fake, muscles it up. No, tipped in, Dongo, got it. His time expires. Randy wave by to the Bears at the buzzer, 90-88. Jackets over Cal. Don't miss any of the action in the Thrillerdome by securing your seats today at ramblinrec.com/tickets. Sting 'em.
It's going back quite a ways here. How about Jimmy Page, 1965? He released a single solo called She Just Satisfies in Britain. Jimmy Page in 1965 on this day. Page played all the instruments on the track except for the drums, and he produced it and sang lead vocals. Pretty cool. Dan Fogelberg used to play all his instruments, I think, on his music. Jimmy Page, this day, 1965. Very well, one left on the birthday list. A singer himself, Nate Royce, 43, singer from the band Fun, and also The Format. You may know him from Pink's song, Just Give Me a Reason. Nate Royce, 43 years old today. This is kind of cool. It's kind of hard to do because this is radio, and I'm going to talk about a visual. But remember, it was on this day in 2013. I can't believe it was that long ago. The story and the incredible social media uproar over the dress. A week before a wedding in Scotland, Cecilia Bleasdale took a photo of a dress she intended to wear to her daughter's wedding. Little did she know it would become a viral sensation. Her daughter put a picture of it on Facebook. It sparked a debate. Some saw the picture of this dress as a white dress with gold lace. Others saw it very distinctly as a blue dress with black lace. Way different. On this day in 2015, a friend of the bride posted the image on her Tumblr blog. The debate over a larger audience, almost 1 million views a minute. The next day, the retailer, Roman Originals, sold out of the dress in 30 minutes. They confirmed the dress was indeed black and blue in color. I'm telling you, I saw white with yellow piping on it. Soon the dress was talked about on the morning news shows all over the world. Debate continues on. There's no scientific consensus on why the damn thing is seen so differently. I'm telling you, and if you Google the dress right now, you tell me whether you see white and yellow or blue and black. I mean, it's unbelievable. I see white and yellow, clear as day. I do not see blue and black. Flounder, are you looking? Can you see it?
No, but Ghost Hunter Joel wants to comment on it.
Oh, okay. All right. Ghost Hunter Joe, hey, how's it going, man? What's up? What do you think?
Hey, I didn't hear a little chime in there, but...
oh, sorry. Yes, sir.
Michelle Trachtenberg, I really had the hots for her after I saw the movie Euro Trip from, I think it was 2003.
Uh-huh.
She was smoking hot in that movie, and that movie is so stinking hilarious. I recommend it to anyone in your audience because everyone in your audience will love this movie.
And who we talking? What girl are you talking about? I missed the first part.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Oh, okay, who died
at 39?
Yeah, 30. Yeah. And tell me the name of the movie again. I did not know this movie.
It's Euro Trip.
Euro Trip. Yeah, and they call her the cool. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
It's a stinking hilarious movie. Everyone in your audience will love it.
Excellent. Now, and did you see? Have you seen the dress? Is that what you said? Also,
I'm sorry.
No, have you ever seen the picture of the dress we were talking about? Never mind. Sorry, I gotta go. I'm sorry. My bad. I got confused. By the way, we got to do something.
That was my fault. I thought he was talking about the.
That's all right. No, that's my. We're good. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
No, it's my fault.
5:53. Okay, wait, don't play this. A couple of tweets left. Do you remember the tweet that's important about what's going on in the world of the Democrats are kind of catching themselves being idiots? Pete Davis, you found this on.
Well, basically, Jake Tapper, CBS, who was the point of the spear of attacking anybody who dared call out Biden being crazy or brain dead, is coming out with a book next month, I believe in May, maybe. Basically, he's interviewed all the White House insiders. Now he knows what really happened with the cover-up of Biden's dementia, as if he had no part in it.
Yeah. Now they're going to be heroes to finally give the American people the truth of what was. Oh, please! Yeah. You're making me sick.
Liars. The same liars. That's why we don't need gatekeepers anymore telling us what's the media and what's not the media. Because the media lies to you constantly on this. Brendan has a good theory about why the Epstein list isn't out yet.
Oh, really? Like what?
He said it's the ultimate trump card. You get to play it once. Yeah. It has all your enemies on it. They have no way of recovering once it's out. Thus, you dangle it for weeks over their head. Watch as they confirm your picks, pass your budgets, and renegotiate trade deals. Then, after you've squeezed the criminals for every ounce of power and leverage they have, you release the list anyway and burn their world to the ground. That's how it's done.
Well, now let me ask you this. Theoretically, philosophically, if there are videos and if there are audio recordings or pictures or whatever, clear evidence of crimes of men having sex with underage girls.
Well, those videos shouldn't be released.
No, I don't think we should release the videos, but should we actually, I don't know, statute of limitations, I'm sure all these things are probably not available.
No.
But should they be outed as having committed those crimes, even though they can never be convicted?
Right. Yes. And let the people decide if they want to keep them in power.
Whatever you want to do. Yeah. No matter what. I mean, it was a
Democrats will stay in power, but the Republicans might kick some out. By the way, Babylon B just tweeted, the Epstein list has hung itself moments before release.
Those guys. I love the Babylon B. I mean, I look at them every day, at least once a day.
And remember, kids, a socialist is someone who wants everything you have except your job.
Except having to work for it. By the way, we're going to play a Flounders Funny here in a second. But first of all, the White House is now involved with the idiot Michael Moore. The disgraced progressive filmmaker of sorts, Michael Moore. And by the way, he's done some funny things. I mean, I've seen
Roger and Me.
Roger and Me was a very clever movie. I mean, anyway, Michael Moore, criticism of the Trump administration's deportations. Moore directed a score of politically charged documentaries, and he did a blog called Our Muslim Boy Wonder, warning that by deporting illegal immigrants, you're going to miss out on the person who could cure cancer, the next equivalent of Apple co-founder Steve Jobs, or you miss out on the person who will save the world from the asteroid that's going to hit us in 2032. What's really being removed by ICE tonight? The child who could have discovered the cure for cancer. Every time I've heard a negative word or blatant hatred spewed to those who came from afar, I felt I should pause and get down on one knee and thank them. Well, the White House says, golly, illegal immigrants, killers, and rapists aren't scholars, they're criminals. It's a strong contender for the dumbest statement of the year. Being apprehended because they might have discovered a cure for cancer or stopped the asteroid. The only thing more foolish than that was a statement of politicians who oppose the deportations. I mean,
you know, the whole line about you could have got the guy who could have solved cancer or something like that.
Yeah.
The same logic could be used to all the millions of babies they've aborted.
That's right, exactly true. And the prom queen and the prom king, and they got drunk, and the prom queen said, no, don't have sex with me, and he did anyway. Abort that baby. God, he could have an IQ of 300. I mean, who not? You know, I mean, seriously. So anyway, everything's
usually the prom king and the prom queen are not the smartest people.
Well, I mean, now these days, maybe the geek king and the geek queen. And by the way, again, that's what, the smart people are coming in the room, and these freaking Democrats, they just can't handle it. And all they keep saying, well, you're going to get rid of all the people who, pick your cotton. They think they have indentured servitude people that we're getting rid of, all their babysitters. I mean, good Lord, give me a freaking break. I mean, just freaking disgraceful. And the Donald Trump, he says, yeah, for $5 million, you can buy my gold card to foreigners, and you get a green card immediately and privileges, and we'll put you on the path to citizenship. I hope they can weed out the oligarchs and the drug dealers. Lordy.
I don't want the
cartel.
Want Pablo Escobar? You want Escobar here?
The money men in South America behind the cartels. I mean, how are you going to make sure I can't imagine how that's going to work. Anyway, what a beautiful day. 5:58, Kipper, Pete, and Flounder, 404-741-1230 if you had a little kind of hard to join us now because we got another Flounders Funny. And then tomorrow, are we still going to try to get a hold of, I think we may have Bortz tomorrow. Is that possible?
I'll check. Normally we have Bortz on Friday, but I'll double check.
But I think last week, I think he tricked us and came in early, if I'm not mistaken. I wasn't sure.
Out.
I don't know what his super is. Anyway, 5:58, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. A little Flounders Funnies here for you, too, as long as we're speaking about.
Have you guys taken a second to appreciate what a wild ride it's been for cauliflower these last 2 years? Cauliflower's having a moment, you guys. Cauliflower thought it was done. It thought it had accepted who it was. It was like, I'm crudité, and that's fine. And then one day his agent called and was like, you're not gonna believe this. You booked pizza. You booked pizza, my man. I got tortillas on the other line, and Rice is heavily interested.
By the way, I saw somebody commenting about a mother who found out what that avocado meme meant when someone sent it to her. Not avocado, but whatever that vegetable was. And it's kind of a sexual thing now on the little doohickey. Eggplant. He said, that means a what? Anyway, I don't even know, but I don't want to ask. All right, Kimber, Pete, and Flounder, I got to go. You're killing me, boys. And Christine, sing me home, baby. And she don't know she's beautiful. Coming up next. Herp and herp, look out.
This is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the Extra app.